welcome back to Math&Me with me, Nikhila Sankar. So let's get into conic sections. Okay. So first we are going to deal with circles. So first circles. So you have a circle whose center is at h, k, and there's another point on the circle which I denote by x, y. So what is the equation of the circle? I have x minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square, where r is the radius of the circle. So this is the equation of a circle. Okay, I'm not going to explain all the proofs, but basically you get this by using the distance formula. Distance formula is r equals root of y2 minus y1 the whole square plus x2 minus x1, x2 minus x1 the whole square. If squaring on both sides, okay. So by using the distance formula that you learned in straight lines, you get the desired equation. Okay. So now let's solve some example questions. So I have example 1, which is find the equation of the circle with center 0, 0 and radius to be r. Okay. So what is your general equation? X minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. In the 0, 0 and h, k, your center is basically h, k, which is 0, 0. Upper h oda value 0, k oda value 0. So substituting that here, I have x minus 0 the whole square plus y minus 0 the whole square equals r square. So I have x square plus y square equals r square. You just have to substitute the values that you have in the equation of the circle. So this one equation you will use for the whole circle order, example, exercise, everything. Okay. Example 2. Find the equation of a circle with center, around h, k is minus 3, 2 and radius is 4. What is your equation? X minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. So what do I have? X minus of minus 3 the whole square plus y minus 2 the whole square equals r square and 4 square. So I have x plus 3 the whole square plus y minus 2 the whole square equals 16. So when I open the bracket, what do I have? X square plus 9 plus 6x 2ab yeah, plus y square plus 4 minus 4y equals 16. Now consolidate panna poren. So I have x square plus y square plus 6x minus 4y. 9 plus 4 and 13 plus 13 minus 16. I am bringing this to the left side. So I have 0. So now I have x square plus y square plus 6x minus 4y minus 3 equals 0. So this is my equation 2. The circle with center minus 3, 2 and radius 4. Okay. Find the center. Example 3. Example 3. Find the center and the radius of the circle with equation x square plus y square plus 8x plus 10y minus 8 equals 0. Okay. So, now first center and radius we found the equation. Now they have given the equation, we have to find the center and the radius. So how do you do this? You take x terms together, you take y terms together, you take the constant to your right side. And radius is equal to r square. Yeah? What is your form? It is x minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. So I am trying to take the constants to the right and the coefficients which have x and y, I am going to retain it in the left side. Okay. So I have x square plus 8x, this is a term, plus y square plus 10y equals 8. So by using the method of completing the square, so what do I have? In that I have a square plus 2ab term. What is my b square? I don't know. So what is my 2ab? My 2ab is 8x. So when I compare the both, what do I have? 2 times a vandu x because it's x square, yeah? X square plus 8x. 2 times x times, then what should my b be? What is left? 8x divided by 2x and 4. So this is my b. So what is my b square? It is 4 square. So I have to add a term 4 square for this term to obtain the equation a plus b whole square, which is nothing but x plus 4 the whole square. What do I have? A square plus 2ab term. I am missing the b square term, right? So how do I find what my b is? I take my 2ab term. I have 2, a another x the whole square. So it is x. What is my b? Whatever is left. So I have 8x equals 2x times b. So what is my b? It is 8x divided by 2x. So I have my b to be 4. So it is 2ab. If my b is 4, what is my b square? 4 square. Okay. So now with this, I obtain x plus 4 the whole square. So in the pakam 4 square add panna, in the pakam 4 square add panna. Correct? We'll do that in the next step. So similarly, what do I do with this term? Here it's again a square plus 2ab plus b square, where my 2ab is 10y. Appo idu eppadi ezhudala? 2 times y times what is remaining? 5. 5 2s are 10. 10 times y. So what is my b? I'll be getting 5 square. So it is x square. So it is y square plus 10y plus 5 square. So this is of the form a plus b the whole square, where your a is y and your b is 5. What happens here? X square plus 8x plus 4 square, which is 16, plus y square plus 10y plus 5 square, which is 25, equals 8. I added a 16 and a 25 here. So I am supposed to add 16 and a 25 here in order not to change the equation. So what do I have now? This is x plus 4 the whole square plus y plus 5 the whole square equals 16 plus 8 plus 25. So you get 49. So if I rewrite pannalam, I can write it as, in the formula I have to bring this in the form of this equation. So I have x minus of minus 4 the whole square plus y minus of minus 5 the whole square equals 7 square. So what is my h? Minus 4. What is my k? Minus 5. And this is my r square. So enoda center enna? My center is minus 4 comma minus 5 is the center of the circle, and r equals 7 is the radius. Clear? Example 4. Find the equation of a circle which passes through the points 2, 2. So this is your circle. It passes through the point 2, minus 2, and it also passes through the point 3, 4. So what is your center? H, k. You have x and y coordinates. So they are asking you to find what the equation of the circle is whose center lies on x plus y equals 2. So what is your general equation? X minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. So when I substitute for 2, 2, 2, 2 lies on the circle, which means it lies in the equation also. So what do I do? For 2, minus 2, the equation becomes 2 minus h the whole square plus, what is my y? Minus 2 minus k the whole square equals, what is my r square? I do not know. So this is one of my equations. So this is equation number 1. What happens when I substitute 3, 4? My equation becomes 3 minus h the whole square plus 4 minus k the whole square equals r square. So on comparing 1 and 2, what do I see? My RHS is equal. So I am equating my LHS. So what do I have? Comparing 1 and 2, I have 2 minus h the whole square plus minus 2 minus k the whole square equals 3 minus h the whole square plus 4 minus k the whole square. So when I open the squares, what do I have? A minus b the whole square. A square plus b square minus 2ab, which is minus 4h. Plus when I open this, what do I have? A square plus b square plus 4k minus 2ab. 2 times minus 2 into k. So it becomes plus 4k equals 3 minus h the whole square is 9 plus h square minus 6h plus idu vandu 16 plus k square minus 8k. So what do I have? H square and h square gets cancelled. k square, sorry. So k square and k square gets cancelled. I'm left with 4 plus 4, 8 minus 4h plus 4k equals, what do I have here? 9 plus 16, which is 25 minus 6h minus 8k, right? Okay, so what does it become? I'm bringing the h and k to one side and the constants to the other side. So I have minus 4h plus 4k plus 6h plus 8k equals 25 minus 8. So what do I have? 2h plus 12k equals 17. So this is my third equation. Inner equation I have two unknowns. They have said that the center lies on this. So if the center lies on x plus y equals 2, what does my equation become? So when I substitute h instead of x and k instead of y, I have h plus k equals 2. So in the end equation, this is my equation number 4. So idu subtract pannona, I need to multiply this whole equation by 2 to find h and k. So first equation 2h plus 12k equals 17. Second equation, when I multiply it by 2, I have 2h plus 2k equals 4. You need to multiply 2 to the entire equation. So don't forget to multiply it on both the sides. So now when I subtract, I have this goes off. 12 minus 2 is 10k equals 17 minus 4 is 13. So k equals 13 by 10, which is 1.3. So when I substitute k value to one of the equation, I can find my h. So I'll substitute it here. I have h plus 1.3 equals 2. So h equals 2 minus 1.3, which is 0.7. So I know what my k and h are. I can find r using either of these two equations. So when I substitute it in this equation, what do I get? 3 minus h, which is 0.7 the whole square, plus 4 minus k, which is 4 minus 1.3 the whole square equals r square. So what do I have? 3 minus 0.7 is 2.3 the whole square, plus 4 minus 1.3 is 2.7 the whole square equals r square. So when I solve this, I get r square to be 12.58. So this is my r square. Now what is my final equation of the circle? I'll erase this part of the board. So what is my final equation? So my answer would be x minus, what is my h? 0.7 the whole square plus y minus 1.3 the whole square equals 12.58. It's r square. So I'm directly substituting for r square. So this is my equation to the circle. Is the equation of the circle. Okay. On to exercise 11.1. First question. For the following, find the equation of the circle. So they have given the center. Center is 0, 2 and the radius is 2. So what is your equation to the circle? X minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. So you simply substitute it to the equation. So you have x minus 0 the whole square plus y minus 2 the whole square equals 2 square. So when I open the brackets, I have x square plus y square plus 4 minus 4y equals 4. So in the 4 they'll get cancelled. So what is my final equation? X square plus y square minus 4y equals 0. That is my final answer. Okay. Question number 2. Center at minus 2, 3. Center at minus 2, 3. So my h, k is minus 2, 3 and my radius is 4. Again, equation la substitute panna enna agum? X minus of minus 2. So which is plus 2 the whole square plus y minus 3 the whole square equals 4 square. And I open the brackets, x square plus 4 plus 4x plus y square plus 9 minus 6x equals 16. So in the 16 in the book, what will happen? X square plus y square plus 4x, sorry it says y, 6y, minus 6y, 9 plus 4 is 13, 13 minus 16 is minus 3 equals 0. Okay, so this is my final equation. Question number 3. Center at 1 by 2, so h comma k is 1 by 2 comma 1 by 4 and the radius is 1 by 12. You have to do the same thing. It is just a fraction instead of a whole number. Okay. So, what is my equation? X minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. So, 1 by 12 the whole square. So, I have x square plus 1 by 4 minus 2ab. So, it is 2 into x into 1 by 2. So, they get cancelled. So, I have minus x plus y square plus 1 by 16 minus 2 times a b, which is 1 by 4. So, this becomes y by 2. What do I have here? 1 by 144. Okay. So, what is left? X square plus y square minus x minus y by 2 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 16 minus 1 by 144 equals 0. Instead of taking LCM for only these three terms, what is the easiest way? Just multiply the whole term by 144. So, what will I get? 144 x square plus 144 y square minus 144 x minus y by 2 times 144. What is it? Y by 2 times 144, which is 2 7s are 2s are. So, I will be left with 72y plus now 1 by 4 times 144, which is 4 3s are 12, 4 6 are 24. So, I am left with 36 plus now 1 by 16 times 144. So, 4 4s are 436, 4 9s are. So, I will be left with 9 minus 1 equals 0. Okay. Now, what do I have? 144 x square plus 144 y square minus 144 x minus 72y. What happens when I add these? 36 plus 9, 45 minus 1, 44. So, plus 44 equals 0. You see that all the terms are divisible by 4. So, I am going to divide the whole equation by 4. So, I am left with 4 3s are 12, 4 6 are 24. 36x square plus 36y square minus 36x minus 4 1s are 4, 4 8s are 32. 18y plus 11 equals 0. Okay. This is my final equation. Question number 4. Center h comma k is 1 comma 1 and radius is root 2. So, I have x minus 1 the whole square plus y minus 1 the whole square equals root 2 the whole square. So, when I open this, I have x square plus 1 minus 2x plus y square plus 1 minus 2y equals 2. So, x square plus y square minus 2x minus 2y, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 minus 2 is 0, so equals 0. So, this is my final equation. Okay. Question number 5. Center is at minus a comma minus b. So, this is my h comma k and my radius is root of a square minus b square. Okay. So, similarly, x minus of minus h, which is x plus a the whole square, plus similarly y plus b the whole square equals r square. So, it is root of a square minus b square the whole square. So, what do I have? X square plus a square plus 2ax plus y square plus b square plus 2yb equals a square minus b square. The square root goes off. I will be left with a square minus b square. So, if a square and a square will get cancelled, I will be left with x square plus y square plus 2ax plus 2by plus b square plus b square. So, it's 2 b square equals 0. That's my final equation. Okay. Sixth question. Find the center and the radius. Okay. So it is x plus 5 the whole square plus y minus 3 the whole square equals 36. So this is pretty straightforward. So it is x minus of minus 5 the whole square plus y minus 3 the whole square equals 6 square. So this is of the form x minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. So what is my h comma k? It is minus 5 comma 3. And what is my r? 6. Okay. So this is my center and this is my radius. Pretty straightforward. Just don't mess up with the sign. In the plus 5 minus of minus 5 because this is the general form. Okay. Question number 7. X square plus y square minus 4x minus 8y minus 45 equals 0. This is quite similar to the example question. So it is x square minus 4x plus y square minus 8y equals 45. If the a minus b the whole square formula kondu varano, I have my 2ab. So this is 2ab. So this 2 times x times what is left? 2. Inge 2ab. So it is 2 times y times what is left? 4. So what will this become? X square minus 4x plus 2 square plus y square minus 8y plus 4 square equals 45. When I add a 2 square and 4 square to the left hand side, I have to add a 2 square and the 4 square to the right hand side. So plus 2 square plus 4 square. So what do I have? A square minus 2ab plus b square. So this is nothing but x minus 2 the whole square plus y minus 4 the whole square equals 45 plus 4 plus 16. So what am I left with? I'm left with x minus 2 the whole square plus y minus 4 the whole square equals 16 plus 4 is 20, 20 plus 45 is 65. So this is nothing but root r square equals 65. So r equals root of 65. And this is of the form x minus h plus y minus k. So what is my h comma k? It is 2 comma 4. So this is my center and this is my radius. Okay. Question number 8. X square plus y square minus 8x plus 10y minus 12 equals 0. So I have x square minus 8x plus y square plus 10y equals 12. So 2ab. So it is 2 times x times what is left? 4. Here it's 2ab. So it's 2 times y times what is left? 5. So how do I rewrite this? X square minus 8x plus b square. So it is 4 square. Okay. Square panna marandradinga. This is just 2ab. But I want a square minus 2ab plus b square. So it's b square plus y square plus 10y plus 5 square equals 12 plus, since you have added 4 square and 5 square to the left hand side, I also added to the right hand side. 4 square plus 5 square. X minus 4 the whole square plus y plus 5 the whole square equals 12 plus 16 plus 25. So what is this? X minus 4 the whole square plus y minus of minus 5 the whole square equals 3. So 53. This is my r square. So here this is of the form h, this is k and this is r square. So my r square is 53. My r is root of 53. So this is my radius. And what is my center? H comma k is 4 comma minus 5. Okay. Question number 9. 2x square plus 2y square minus x equals 0. So if you consolidate panna, I have, okay, I'll first divide the equation by 2. I need my coefficients of x square and y square to be 1. So when I divide the whole equation by 2, I'm left with x square plus y square minus x by 2 equals 0. If x terms have x square minus x by 2 plus y square equals 0. So either be the answers of the form 2ab. So it is 2 times a times, what will be my b? What am I left with? I'll be left with 1 by 4. Do you see why? X by 2, I need to get 2 in the denominator. 2 into 1 by 4, I can cancel 2 and 4. So I'll be left with x by 2. So my b is 1 by 4. So what do I have? X square minus x by 2 plus 1 by 4 the whole square, b square plus y square plus I have 0. So it will be 0 equals 0 plus I've added a 1 by 4 the whole square term. So I add it to the other side also. So 1 by 4 the whole square. So what do I have? X minus 1 by 4 because it's a minus 2ab. X minus 1 by 4 the whole square plus y minus 0 the whole square equals 1 by 4 square is 1 by 16. I can also leave it as 1 by 4 the whole square because it's r square, right? So it's 1 by 4 the whole square. So here this is my h, this is my k and this is my r square. So my h comma k is 1 by 4 comma 0 and my r is 1 by 4. Okay, that's my radius. Question number 10. Find the equation of the circle passing through the points 4, 1 and 6, 5 and whose center is on the line 4x plus y equals 16. So basically what is your equation? X minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. What are they saying? These 2 points lie on the circle, which means when I substitute 4, 1 to the equation, it should satisfy the equation. So instead of x and y, I'll put 4 and 1. So I have 4 minus h the whole square plus 1 minus k the whole square equals r square. This is equation 1. When I substitute 4 and 1. When I substitute 6 and 5, I'll have 6 minus h the whole square plus 5 minus k the whole square equals r square. On comparing 1 and 2, what do you see? R square and r square are equals. I'm equating the left hand side. So I'll open this bracket. I have 16 plus h square minus 8h plus 1 plus k square minus 2k equals, now this equation. I have 6 square, 36 plus h square minus 12h. This, it will become 25 plus k square minus 10k, right? So what do you see? H square and h square terms will go off, k square and k square will get cancelled. What am I left with? Minus 8h minus 2k. When I bring the h and the k terms to the left, I'll be left with plus 12h plus 10k equals 36 plus 25 minus 16 minus 1. So I have minus 8h, 12h, 4h plus 8k minus 2k plus 10k equals 36 minus 16 is 20, 25 minus 1 is 24, 20 plus 24, 44. When I divide the whole equation by 4, I'm left with h plus 2k equals 11. This is my equation 3. So now I have one equation with 2 unknowns. So I need another equation with 2 unknowns to solve for h and k. What have they given? The center lies on 4x plus y equals 16. So the center h comma k lies on 4x plus y equals 16. So what does my equation become? 4h plus k equals 16. So this is my equation 4. So instead of dividing the whole equation by 4, I'll just use this equation itself because I see I have a 4h here. Okay. So let this be my equation 3. You can omit this step, but it's okay. So now I have 4h plus 8k equals 44. 4h plus k equals 16. So what do I have? When I subtract, this term goes off. 8k minus k is 7k equals, when I subtract this, I'm left with 28. So k equals 4. When I substitute k equals 4 in one of the equations, I use this now. Okay, this is the simplest equation. So I have h plus 2 times k equals 11. H equals 11 minus 8, which is 3. So I've got what my center is, h comma k. Now I need to find what my radius is. I'll substitute in one of these equations. I'll take the first equation because I see small numbers. So I have 4 minus h, which is 3 the whole square, plus 1 minus k, 4 the whole square equals r square. So I have 1 square plus minus 3 the whole square, which is 9 equals r square. So r square equals 10, r equals root 10. So this is my center. My center is h comma k, which is 3 comma 4. My radius is root 10. So what does my equation become? H minus 3 the whole square plus y minus 4 the whole square equals r square, which is 10. Okay, so this is my, so when I open this, what do I get? X square plus y square plus 9 plus 16 minus 6x minus 8y equals 10. So I have x square plus y square minus 6x minus 8y. 9 plus 16 is 25. So plus 25 minus 10 equals 0. So what is my final equation? X square plus y square minus 6x minus 8y plus 15 equals 0. So this is my final equation to the circle. Okay. Question number 11. Find the equation of a circle passing through the point 2, 3 and minus 1, 1 and whose center is on the line x minus 3y minus 11 equals 0. So similar to the previous question, what is my equation? X minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. This is my general equation to the circle. So when these 2 points lie on the circle, x ko y ko badala I'm going to substitute 2 and 3. So I have 2 minus h the whole square plus 3 minus k the whole square equals r square. This is equation 1. Similarly, when I substitute this, I have minus 1 minus h the whole square plus 1 minus k the whole square equals r square. So this is my equation 2. So when I equate both, what do I have? I'm going to equate the LHS also. I'm going to open the squares. So I have 2 minus h the whole square, which is 4 plus h square minus 4h plus 3 minus k the whole square is 9 plus k square minus 6k equals, I'm going to open this. So I have minus 1 the whole square, which is 1 plus h square minus 2ab. So 2 times minus 1 minus 2 times h. So it is 2h minus into minus plus. So I have 2h. 1 minus k the whole square is 1 plus k square minus 2k. So the h square terms gets cancelled. K square and k square. So I'm left with minus 4h minus 6k minus 2h plus 2k equals 1 plus 1 minus 4 minus 9. So I have minus 6h minus 4k equals 1 plus 1 2, 2 minus 4 is minus 2, minus 2 minus 9 is minus 11. So when I multiply the whole equation by minus 1, I have 6h plus 4k equals 11. So this is my equation number 3. So what else is given? H comma k lies on x minus 3y minus 11 equals 0. So when I substitute for h and k, I have h minus 3k equals 11. I'm taking 11 to the other side. So I have 2 equations and 2 unknowns. I'm going to multiply this equation by 6. I see 6h here. So the entire equation I'm going to multiply by 6. So I have 6h minus 18k equals 66. This is my equation 4. Now using 3 and 4, I have 6h plus 4k equals 11. 6h minus 18k equals 66. So when I subtract, this becomes a plus, this is a minus. This term goes off. 4 plus 18 is 22k equals 11 minus 66, which is minus 55. So k equals minus 55 divided by 22. This goes in 11 table. So it's minus 5 by 2. So my k value is minus 5 by 2. in order to find my h, I'm going to use this equation. So I have h equals 11 plus 3k, which is 11 plus 3 times minus 5 by 2, which is minus 15 by 2. So I have 11 minus 15 by 2, which is 22 minus 15, the whole divided by 2, which is 7 by 2. So my h comma k is 7 by 2 comma minus 5 by 2. What is my radius? I'll substitute in one of the equations. I'll substitute in the first equation. So I have 2 minus 7 by 2 the whole square plus 3 minus of minus 5 by 2 the whole square equals r square. So what do I have? 4 minus 7 by 2 the whole square plus 6 plus 5 by 2 the whole square equals r square. 4 minus 7 is 3. 3 by 2 the whole square, which is 9 by 4, plus 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 by 2 the whole square is 121 divided by 4 equals r square. 121 plus 9 is 130. So r square is 130 divided by 4. So what does my final equation become? I'll erase this part of the board. So it is x minus h, which is 7 by 2 the whole square, plus y minus k, which is minus 5 by 2 the whole square, equals 130 divided by 4. So when I open this, I have x square plus 49 by 4 minus 7x plus y square plus 25 by 4 plus 2ab. So 2 times 5 by 2 times y, which is 5y, equals 130 divided by 4. So I have x square plus y square minus 7x plus 5y plus 49 plus 25 minus 130 the whole divided by 4. I'll erase this part. It is equal to 0. X square plus y square minus 7x plus 5y plus minus 56 divided by 4 equals 0. I'm going to multiply the whole equation by 4. So I get 4x square plus 4y square minus 28x plus 20y minus 56 equals 0. Now I see that my whole term is a multiple of 4. I'm going to divide the whole equation by 4. So I have x square plus y square minus 7x plus 5y minus 4 ones are 4, 4 fours are 16 equals 0. Okay, so this is my final equation. Question number 12. Find the equation of the circle whose radius is 5 and whose center lies on the x-axis. So the center h comma k lies on the x-axis. X-axis na anartham, this x comma 0. You do not have a y coordinate, right? So x comma 0 and passes through the point 2 comma 3. Okay, so how do you approach this sum? What is your general equation? X minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. Now since the center is at h comma k, which is x and 0, I have x minus, instead of x I'll maybe take the variable a, x minus a the whole square plus y minus 0 the whole square equals 5 square. So this is x minus a the whole square plus y square equals 25. It is given that the point 2 comma 3 lies on this equation. So when I substitute for 2 and 3, so I have 2 minus a the whole square plus 3 square equals 25. So I have 2 minus a the whole square is 25 minus 9. So 2 minus a the whole square is 16. 2 minus a is square root of 16, which is plus or minus 4. So you have two values of a. So when 2 minus a equals 4, I have a equals 2 minus 4. So a equals minus 2. So this is one value of a. What is my other value? 2 minus a is minus 4. So my a becomes 2 plus 4, which is 6. So my a has two values, which when h comma k is minus 2 comma 0, what does my equation become? It becomes x minus of minus 2 plus y square equals 25. So the equation is x square plus 4 plus 4x plus y square equals 25. So it's x square plus y square plus 4x plus 4 minus 25, which is minus 21, equals 0. This is when a equals minus 2. When my h comma k is 6 comma 0. When my a is 6, what do I have? X minus 6 the whole square plus y square equals 25. Substituting it in this equation. So I have x square plus 36 minus 12x plus y square minus 25 equals 0. So what do I have? X square plus y square minus 12x plus 36 minus 25. So it's plus 11 equals 0. So these are my two equations. Okay. Question number 30. Find the equation of the circle passing through 0, 0. This is not your center. The circle passes through this point and making an intercept A and B on the coordinate axis. So it makes two intercepts, which is A, 0 and 0, B with the coordinate axis. You have learned intercepts, right? So basically, if this is your graph and this is your circle, it makes an intercept of A, 0 here and 0, B here. Okay, and it also passes through the center. So imagine this point is 0, B and this point is A, 0 and this is your center. Okay, so it passes through three different points. This is your diagram. Okay, so what is your general form? X minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. It passes through 0, 0. So your x and y, I'm going to substitute for 0 and 0. So I have 0 minus h the whole square plus 0 minus k the whole square equals r square. So I have h square plus k square equals r square. So what does my equation now become? It becomes x minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. Instead of r square, I'm going to write h square plus k square. Clear? This is your first step. 0, 0 lies on this equation, which means it satisfies the equation where you can substitute x equals 0 and y equals 0. X equals 0 and y equals 0. So you get this equation. Instead of r square, I'm going to substitute h square plus k square. Now a, 0 and 0, b also lies on this. So when I substitute for a, 0, I'll be left with a minus h the whole square plus 0 minus k the whole square equals h square plus k square. So I have a minus h the whole square, which is a square plus h square minus 2ah plus k square equals h square plus k square. So what do I have? H square and h square goes off. K square and k square goes off. I have a times a minus 2h equals 0. A equals 0 and a equals 2h. You cannot take a to be 0 because it's already an intercept. It cannot be 0, 0. So omitting a equals 0, your a value is 2h. Now finding b. How do you find b? Similarly, substitute 0, b in the equation. So I'll be left with 0 minus h the whole square plus y minus k. Instead of y, I substitute b. So I have b minus k the whole square equals h square plus k square. So I have h square plus b square plus k square minus 2bk equals h square plus k square. H square and h square gets cancelled, k square and k square gets cancelled. So I am left with b times b minus 2k equals 0. What are my two values? B equals 0 and b equals 2k. Neglecting b equals 0 because it cannot be 0, 0. So your b value is 2k. So from this, what is your h? H is a by 2. What is your k? Your k is b by 2. So substituting that in the equation to obtain the equation of the circle, what will you get? X minus h, which is a by 2 the whole square, plus y minus k, which is b by 2 the whole square, equals r square, which is nothing but h square plus k square. So it is a by 2 the whole square plus b by 2 the whole square. So when I open the brackets, what do I have? X square plus a square by 4 minus 2ab, which is 2 times x times a by 2, 2x times a by 2 plus y square plus b square by 4 minus 2ab equals a square plus b square by 4. So this term and this term gets cancelled. This term and this term gets cancelled. I'm left with x square plus y square. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So I have minus ax. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Minus by equals 0. So this is my equation to the circle. Okay. Question number 14. Find the equation of the circle with center. So h comma k is 2 comma 2 and it passes through the point 4 comma 5. So what is my general equation? X minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals r square. So this is my center to the circle. I'm going to substitute that. So I have x minus 2 the whole square plus y minus 2 the whole square equals r square. Now that 4 comma 5 lies on this equation, I'm going to substitute x equals 4 and y equals 5. So I have 4 minus 2 the whole square plus 5 minus 2 the whole square equals r square. So we can solve this to find what your r is. So you know what your h and k is. You can substitute for r and get the equation to the circle. Okay. So what happens? 2 square plus 3 square equals r square. So it's 4 plus 9 is r square. R equals square root of 13. So what happens to my equation? X minus 2 the whole square plus y minus 2 the whole square equals r square. What does it become? X square plus 4 minus 4x plus y square plus 4 minus 4y equals 13. So what do I have? X square plus y square minus 4x minus 4y plus 8 minus 13 equals 0. So what happens? X square plus y square minus 4x minus 4y minus 5 equals 0. Okay. Question number 15, last and final question of the exercise. Does the point minus 2 comma 5 comma 3.5 does the point minus 2.5 comma 3.5 lie inside, outside or on the circle with equation x square plus y square equals 25. So what do you see? This is the form x minus 0 the whole square plus y minus 0 the whole square equals 5 square. So my center h comma k is 0 comma 0 and my radius r is 5. So how do you know if this point with center 0 0 and this is the equation, so with radius 5. Okay, so this is my distance from the center to the point on the circle is my radius, which is 5 centimeters or 5 units. Okay, how do you know whether this point minus 2.5 comma 3.5 lies inside the circle, outside the circle or on the circle? So you need to find the distance between the center and this point to know whether it's inside the circle, outside the circle or on the circle. So how do you do that? Distance between 0 comma 0 minus 2.5 comma 3.5. What is your distance formula? D equals root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. So I mark this as x1 y1 and x2 y2. So I have x2 minus x1. So it's minus 2.5 minus 0 the whole square plus y2 minus y1, which is 3.5 minus 0 the whole square. So I have square root of 2.5 square plus 3.5 square. So this is my distance. What is 2.5 square? 25 times 25. You do 5 5s are 25. What is my number next to 2? It's 2 times 3. So 2 3s are 6. So this is my 25 times 25. This is applicable for any number that ends with a 5. So what is 35 times 35? It's 5 5s are 25. 3 times, what's my number next to 3? It's 4. So 3 4s are 12. So 35 times 35 is 1225. So basically what is your distance? Your distance is 2.5 times 2.5. So I need to place 2 decimal points. 3.5 times 3.5, which means 12.25. So it's 6.25 plus 12.25. You understand? Did you understand how I did this multiplication? So basically if it's 15 times 15, it's 5 5s are 25. One number 1 times 2, which is 2. So 15 times 15 is 225. Similarly, 95 times 95 is 5 5s are 25. 9 times 10 is 90. So it's 9025. Okay, it's very easy to do the multiplication for numbers that end with a 5. Okay. So this is root 18.5, which is close to 4.2 or 4.3. Okay, since root 16 is 4, 18.5 will be somewhere around 4.2, 4.3 or 4.4. So what do you see? Basically, your distance of this point from the center is 4.2 units, which is less than the radius. The distance is only so much. The radius is 5 and the distance of this point, which is minus 2.5, 3.5 is over here. So the point lies inside the circle. Okay. We are going to see what a parabola is. Okay. So parabola. Let's learn 4 types of parabolas. Okay. So I have a right facing parabola. I have a left facing parabola, facing upwards and facing downwards. Okay, so these are my 4 types of parabolas. Okay, this is actually symmetric. I'm not able to draw it in a symmetric way. Okay, let me try. So downward facing parabola. Okay, and here lies a line parallel to the axis. Okay. Okay. And this point over here is called the focus. So first we learn the names. Okay. So the points here inside the parabola is called the focus. So in the what will the point be? It will be a comma 0. Here it will be minus a comma 0. Here it will be 0 comma a, and here it will be 0 comma minus a. Okay. And what is the equation of this line? So it will be x equals minus a. This point is minus a. It is at equidistant. Ingendha eppadi a o, ingendha minus a. So this is x is equal to minus a. This is x equals a. This is y equals minus a. And this is y equals a. Okay. And the equation of this particular parabola is y square equals 4ax. The equation for this is y square equals minus 4ax. The equation of this is x square equals 4ay, and for this it is x square equals minus 4ay. How am I remembering it? So this point, I'll first name them. So this is called the focus. This particular line is called the directrix. The line which is symmetric to the parabola is called the axis. Appa in the case la, this line that passes through the directrix and which is perpendicular to the directrix and it also passes through the focus is called the axis. So here this is the axis. Ingi mein this is the axis. Here this line is the axis. Here this line is the axis. So for a right facing parabola, the equation is, the axis is the x-axis. So your equation will be y square equals 4ax. X-axis na y square irukum. X-axis y square. Y-axis you will have x square. Y-axis you will have x square. Now plus minus every differentiate pandrathu. You have a right-sided parabola. So it is in the positive side of the x-axis. So it's y square equals 4ax. It is in the negative side of the x-axis. So I have y square equals minus 4ax. In that it is in the positive side of the y-axis. So I have x square equals plus 4ay. In that it is in the negative side of the y-axis. I have x square equals minus 4ay. Okay. So these are the 4 equations and 4 types of parabolas. This is called the axis, the line which makes the parabola symmetric to each other. Okay. And this line is called the directrix. Inge idu da directrix. This is the directrix. Here this line is the directrix and this is the directrix. This and this. These points are called the focus points. Okay. And this is the center. In this 11th standard, we are only going to learn parabolas which intersect at 0, 0. Okay. No other points. Next, we learn about the lattice rectum. What is a lattice rectum? You have a parabola. It could be any sided parabola. Okay. So for now, I am drawing a right sided parabola. There is a point which is the focus, a line which passes through the focus and it touches the parabola. It should be a straight line. A line which passes through the focus and it touches the parabola. Both ends should touch the parabola. So this particular line is called the lattice rectum. And the value for lattice rectum is 4a. So let us use this and solve some questions. Okay. What are the 4 equations that you know? Y square equals plus or minus 4ax. So it's y square equals 4ax, y square equals minus 4ax. Then what do you have? X square equals plus or minus 4ay. Okay. So let's solve example 5. Find the coordinates of the focus, axis and the equation of the directrix and lattice rectum for the parabola y square equals 8x. So what do you see? This side you have a y square. So basically it is symmetric across the x-axis. So it could be either this or this. Now what do you have here? I have plus 8x. So it is a right-handed parabola and not a left-handed parabola. Okay. So this is how you interpret the question. So what is the general form? Y square equals 4ax. So when I compare, I have 4a equals 8, a equals 2. So in the mari right-handed sided parabola, what is your focus? It is a, 0. So the focus is a, 0, which is 2, 0. What else are they asking for? They are asking for the axis. What is the axis? This is a right-handed parabola. So the axis is x-axis. X-axis is the axis. What else? Equation of a directrix. Directrix what equation under? The directrix lies here. The equation is x equals minus a. So what is the equation of directrix? Is x equals minus a, which is x equals, what is my a? 2. So minus a. So the equation is x plus 2 equals 0. What is my lattice rectum? It is 4a, which is 4 times 2, 8. So this is my lattice rectum. Okay. Example 6. Find the equation of the parabola with focus 2, 0 and the directrix is x equals minus 2. So how does your parabola look like? It is a right-sided parabola because the focus is positive 2, 0 and the axis is the x-axis because the point lies on the x-axis. And what is my directrix? X equals minus 2. So what is my general equation? Y square equals 4ax. So when I substitute for a, what do I have? Y square equals 4 times 2 times x. So which is y square equals 8x. This is my equation to the parabola. Okay. Now, example 7. Find the equation of the parabola at vertex 0, 0 and the focus is at 0, 2. So this is my focus. So what do you see? My focus lies on the positive y-axis. So how does my parabola look like? It is an upward parabola and the focus is here 0, 2 and the point lies on the parabola is 0, 0. So what is my general equation? The axis is y-axis. So it is x square equals positive side. So it's 4ay. Understand? The focus is 0, 2. It lies on the y-axis, positive side of the y-axis. So the parabola is an upward facing parabola. The axis is y-axis. Y-axis is what make the parabola symmetric. So y-axis irundaduna your equation will have a x square. So x square equals positive side, so plus 4ay. So what is my a? X square equals 4 times 2 into y. So x square equals 8y. So this is my equation. So basically the 0, 0 is given in the question to tell you that the parabola intersects the 0, 0 point. Next year, maybe in your 12th standard, you will be learning parabolas which are shifted upwards, downwards or to the right or to the left. They will not intersect the point 0, 0. Anala, be very careful when you are solving such questions. 11th standard is 0, 0. Anala, don't worry. Okay. Example 8. Find the equation of the parabola which is symmetric about the y-axis. You will have two parabolas. Symmetric about the y-axis na, the parabola will look like this or this and passes through the point 2, -3. So where does your 2, -3 lie? It lies somewhere here. So it is in your fourth quadrant. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it lies in your fourth quadrant. So which parabola are we talking about? We are talking about the downward facing parabola. So in this case, we do not have this. We consider this. So what is the equation for this? It is symmetric about the y-axis. So you will have an x square equals 4ay. But since this is facing downwards, it is in the negative side of the y-axis, I have minus. Okay. They have given that 2, -3 lies on this. So when I substitute for x and y, I have 2 square equals minus 4a times minus 3. 4 equals minus into minus plus times 3 into a. So 4 and 4 they'll get cancelled. 1 equals 3a. My a is 1 by 3. So what does my equation become now? X square equals minus 4 into 1 by 3 into y, which is minus 4 by 3 y. So it's x square equals minus 4 by 3 y is the equation to my parabola. Okay. On to exercise 11.2. Question number 1. Find the coordinates of focus, axis of the parabola, equation of directrix and length of the lattice rectum. Okay. So first case, y square equals 12x. So it is of the form y square equals 4ax. So how does your parabola look like? So this is a right side facing parabola because you have a y square term and you do not have a minus here. You have a plus here. So it is facing this side. So this is your a, 0 and the equation to your directrix is x equals minus a. Eppome question try to interpret this. Okay, it will be easy for you to solve the question. So when you equate 4a equals 12, a equals 3. 12 by 4 is 3. So your focus is a, 0 which is 3, 0. What is my axis? It is the x-axis. What is my equation to the directrix? It is x equals minus a, which is x equals minus 3. So x plus 3 equals 0. What is the length of my lattice rectum? What is the length of the lattice rectum? It is 4a, which is 4 times 3, which is 12. Okay. So this is how you solve such questions. Question number 2. X square equals 6y. So how does your parabola look like? It is of the form x square equals 4ay. The parabola is symmetric to your x-axis and it's positive. So it is an upward facing parabola. So what does your focus point look like? 0, comma a. Okay, don't mess up with 0, comma a and a, comma 0. The point lies on the y-axis, so it's 0, comma a. What is your equation to the directrix? It's y equals minus a. Okay, so now you have 4a equals 6, a equals 3 by 2. So what is your focus? 0, comma 3 by 2. What is your axis? Your axis is the y-axis. What is my directrix? Equation to the directrix? It is y equals minus a, y equals minus 3 by 2. So y plus 3 by 2 equals 0. And what is the length of the lattice rectum? It is 4a, which is 4 times 3 by 2. I can cancel the 2 and the 4. I'll be left with 6. Okay. Question number 3. Y square equals minus 8x. So this is the form y square equals minus 4ax. So how does your equation look like? Y square, okay? So it is symmetric about the x-axis. So in the side, you have a minus. So it is to the left of the y-axis. So your parabola is like this. What is your focus point? Minus a, comma 0. And what is your equation to the directrix? X is equal to a. Okay? Always write this. Now when comparing, minus 4a equals minus 8, a equals 2. So what is my focus? My focus is minus a, comma 0, which is minus 2, comma 0. What is my axis? X-axis. Equation to directrix? It is x equals a, x equals 2, so x minus 2 equals 0. What is the length of the lattice rectum? It is 4a, which is 4 times 2, which is 8. Okay? Always remember your a value is always positive, because if the length of the lattice rectum is 4a, when you substitute 4 times a negative number, your length cannot be negative. It is the focus point which is negative, but your a is always positive. That's why you have a minus a here. Okay? Next question. X square equals minus 16y. So this is the form x square equals minus 4ay. How does your parabola look like? X square. So it is symmetric about the y-axis. Malaya, Kiriya, upwards or downwards. You have a negative sign. So it is facing downwards. So what is your focus point? It lies on the y-axis. So it's 0, comma minus a. And this is the equation to your directrix, which will be y equals a. Okay? So on comparing, I have 4a equals minus 16, a equals 4. So what is my focus? It's a, comma 4. It's 0, comma minus a. So it is 0, comma minus 4. What is my axis? I'll just directly write it. My axis is y-axis. What is my equation to the directrix? It's y equal to a, y equal to 4. So y minus 4 equals 0. What is the length of the lattice rectum? It's 4 times 2, 4 times a, which is 4 times 4, which is 60. Okay? Question number 5. Y square equals 10x. So this is of the form y square equals 4ax. So how does your parabola look like? Y square, so it's symmetric about the x-axis. You have a plus. So this is your parabola. What is your focus? A, comma 0. What is your equation to the directrix? It's x equals minus a. So when you compare, 4a equals 10, a equals 10 by 4, which is 5 by 2. So what is your focus? It's a, comma 0. So 5 by 2, comma 0. What is your axis? It's symmetric about the x-axis. So x-axis. What is your directrix? Equation to the directrix? It's x equals minus a, x equals minus 5 by 2. So x plus 5 by 2 equals 0. So what is the lattice rectum? It's 4a, which is 4 times 5 by 2. 2 and 4 will get cancelled. I'm left with 10. Okay? Question number 6. X square equals minus 9y. So this is other form, x square equals minus 4ay. So how does your parabola look like? X square. So it's symmetric about the y-axis. You have a minus. So it's a downward parabola. So this is your focus. It is 0, minus a. This is your equation to the directrix, which is y equals a. Okay. So when you compare, you have minus 4a equals minus 9. A equals 9 by 4. So what is your focus? Your focus is 0, minus a. So 0, minus 9 by 4. What is your axis? It's y-axis. What is your equation to the directrix? It's y equals a. Y equals 9 by 4. Y minus 9 by 4 equals 0. This is the equation. What is your lattice rectum? It is 4a, which is 4 times 9 by 4, which is 9. Okay. Question number 7. Focus is 6, 0 and the directrix is x equals minus 6. So your focus is 6, 0. Where does the point lie? It lies here. So how does your parabola look like? It will look like this. So 6, 0 and your directrix is over here. So what is the equation? It is symmetric about the x-axis. So you will have a y square equals 4ax plus or minus. In the bakka it is to the right of the y-axis, positive side. So it's a plus. So what is your value of a? A is 6 because your focus is a, 0, which is 6, 0. What does your equation look like? Y square equals 4 times 6 times x. So it is y square equals 24x. That's the equation of your parabola. Okay. Question number 8. Focus is 0, minus 3. And your directrix is y equals 3. So where does your 0, minus 3 lie? It lies on the negative side of the y-axis. So the point lies here. So it is a downward facing parabola. So your point is 0, minus 3 and a directrix is y equals 3. So what does your equation look like? It is symmetric about the y-axis. So you will have the x square term equals 4ay. It is facing downwards. It is to the negative side of the x-axis. So you have a minus 4ay. So what is your a? It is 3. It is not minus 3. Okay, it is 0, minus a. So your a is 3. So what does your equation become? X square equals minus 4 times 3 times y. So x square equals minus 12y. Okay. In that minus 3 pota, it will become x square equals 12y. Your parabola will be facing upwards. Correct? It will change the whole equation, whole question. So be very careful. Your a is only 3. The focus is 0, minus a. Okay. Next question. Question number 9. The vertex is 0, 0 and the focus is 3, 0. So where does your focus 3, 0 lie? 3, 0 lies here. So your parabola is something like this. Vertex is 0, 0. It doesn't matter in our case. So this is 3, 0. So what is the equation to your directrix? X is equal to minus a, which is minus 3. So what does your equation look like? It is symmetric about the x-axis. So you have y square equals 4ax. It is plus because it is to the right of the y-axis, positive direction. So this is y square equals 4ax. What is your a? It is 3. So it's y square equals 4 times 3 into x, which is y square equals 12x. Okay. Question number 10. Vertex is at 0, 0 and the focus is at minus 2, 0. Minus 2, 0 it is over here. So this is a left-handed parabola and it intersects at 0, 0. Okay. So this is the vertex 0, 0. I have minus 2, 0. So what is your directrix? It's x is equal to 2. So what does your equation look like? It is symmetric about the x-axis. So you have a y square term equals 4ax. Inge y irundha, inge x. Okay. And here it is to the left of the x-axis. Correct? So this becomes a minus. So what is your a? Your a is 2. Minus a, 0. So minus 2, 0. So your a is 2. What does your equation look like? Y square equals minus 4 times 2 into x. So y square equals minus 8x. Okay. Question number 11. Vertex is at 0, 0 passing through 2, 3 and is along the x-axis. along x-axis. இது குடுக்கலனாலும், how do you know where the parabola lies? Where does the point 2, 3 lie? 2, 3 lies here. So either it is an upward parabola or it is a right-sided facing parabola. It is along the x-axis. So it is this one. This is along the y-axis. So you neglect this parabola and you are left with this. So what does your diagram look like? It looks like this. So it passes through the point 2, 3 and the vertex is at 0, 0. So what does your focus point look like? It is A, 0. It is not yet given. Okay. So your equation looks like it is symmetric along the x-axis. So you have y square equals 4ax. There is a plus sign here because to the right of the y-axis. And the equation to your directrix is x equals minus a. Okay. X equals minus a. So I have 2, 3 lies on this. 2, 3 lies on the parabola. So on substituting the values, I have 3 square equals 4 times 2 into a. Okay. This time I am substituting for x and not a. So I have 4 times 2 into a. So 9 equals 8a. So a equals 9 by 8. So your focus is a, 0, which is 9 by 8, 0. So what does my equation look like? Y square equals 4ax. So this gets cancelled. I have y square equals 9 by 2x. I can also write it as 2y square equals 9x. Okay. Similarly, question number 12. The vertex is 0, 0 and passes through the point 5, 2 and is symmetric with respect to the y-axis. Okay. So how does your parabola look like? 5, 2 lies somewhere here. Again, now it is symmetric along the y-axis. So you have this parabola. You have to rule out this parabola. It is symmetric along the y-axis. Okay. You just make it touch the origin. Okay. Because one of the vertex is 0, 0 and this point is 5, 2. So what does your equation look like? This is symmetric along the y-axis. So I have x square equals 4ay. It is a positive 4ay because it is on the positive side of the x-axis. Okay. So on substituting 5, 2 lies on the parabola. So I have 5 square equals 4 times a times 2. X and y correct substitute pannunga. This is x square. So 5 square. A is 2. So you have 25 equals 8a. A equals 25 divided by a. So what is my focus point? My focus point is 0, a and my equation to the directrix is y equals minus a. Okay. So what is my focus? It is 0, 25 by 8. What does my equation look like now? X square equals 4 times 25 by 8 times y. So it is x square equals, this gets cancelled. I have 25 by 2y, which is also 2x square equals 25y. Okay. So let's get into ellipse. Okay. So what is an ellipse? So this is class 11. Ellipse. So I have two types of ellipse. One which is along the x-axis and the other one which is along the y-axis. This is an ellipse. Correct? Okay. So the points which lie on the x-axis, I call them minus a, 0 and a, 0. Y-axis la vandu, I'll call them 0, b and 0, minus b. So these points are my vertices. Okay, wow. So this is my major axis and this is my minor axis. So ingende this is my center. So ingende iduvum A, ingende iduvum A, and this is B and this is also B. So this is called the major axis, this is called the minor axis, this is the semi-major axis and this is the semi-minor axis. Okay, so ipo major axis oda value enna, major axis oda length is 2 times A. And what is the length of your minor axis? It is 2 times B. And you have focus. Eppadi vandu nammaloda parabola la we have a focus point. And mari here this particular point is your focus. Okay, which is also again equidistant, but it lies on the major axis, not on the minor axis. Okay, so your focus length is 2c. And what is the relationship between A, B and C for an ellipse? Ellipse ku vandu it is A square minus B square equals C square. And when your major axis is along the x-axis, it means x square divided by A square plus y square divided by y-axis la enna irukku B irukku by B square equals 1. Idhe mari inga I have this is my y-axis and this is my x-axis. Eppovume major axis la the coordinates vandu A. So here it will be 0, A. Here it will be 0, minus A. And the minor axis will always have the coordinates of B. So I'll have B, 0 and minus B, 0. So in the major axis and major axis is again 2A. Okay, that won't change. Major axis is 2A. Minor axis is 2B. And my focus now lies on the major axis. Major axis is the one which is longer. So this is my major axis and now this will be my focus. So in that it will be 0, minus C. And this is my center point. Okay. And what is the relation again? It is A square minus B square equals C square. And what will be the equation? In the x-axis la A irukku. In the y-axis la A irukku. So I'll have y square first divided by A square plus x square by B square equals 1. Okay. So x-axis la irukuna your equation will be like this. Y-axis la irukuna into the equation. Okay. Okay. Now what is eccentricity? Eccentricity, which we also denote by E, is the ratio of C divided by A. So this is your eccentricity. And what is the lattice rectum? The length of the lattice rectum is 2B square divided by A. Okay. So these are the formulas. We'll use all this when we are solving questions. So you need to remember the relation between A, B and C for an ellipse. Hyperbola it will be A square plus B square equals C square. That we'll learn when we are learning hyperbola. Okay. So ippodiki you need to know the relation between A, B, C for an ellipse. You need to know the two different equations and the length of the major axis, minor axis and the focus. You need to know what the eccentricity is. E equals C by A and the length of the lattice rectum is 2B square by A. Okay. Example 9. Find the coordinates of foci. Foci na it is C. Then the vertices. What are your vertices? A and B. And you need to find out what the length of the major axis is. Length of the major axis is always 2A. Length of the minor axis is always 2B. And they are asking you to find the eccentricity. Eccentricity of an ellipse and C divided by A. And then they are asking you to find the length of the lattice rectum, which is 2B square divided by A. Okay. So now you are given the equation x square by 25 plus y square by 9 equals 1. So first you need to figure out which is A and which is B. Correct? Then we'll know how the ellipse is located, whether along the x-axis or along the y-axis. So first A and B you have to remember for an ellipse A is always greater than B. Okay. So if first ellipse your A coordinate will be here. So it will be minus A, 0 and it will be A, 0. If your ellipse is like this is the longer axis, which means this will be your 0, A and this will be your 0, minus A. So eppadi ellipse varanjalo A oda length is always greater than the length of B. So always remember for an ellipse A is greater than B. Okay. So now in this case we'll see how our ellipse is, whether it's along the x-axis or if it's along the y-axis. So I have 25 is greater than 9, which means a square is greater than b square and a is greater than b. So here this point is a square plus y square divided by b square equals 1. So this is the general equation. So when you have x square by a square, it means your ellipse looks like this. This is your ellipse. So this is minus a comma 0 and this is a comma 0. So your ellipse is located along the x-axis, okay? Along the x-axis. So first is general equation, you need to find out which one is A. A is always greater than B. So you see this is greater than this. So this is A, this is B. So x is A, x-axis la A coordinates, which means the ellipse is located along the x-axis. Okay, this is your first step. Now, a square equals 25, which means A is plus or minus 5. You omit the negative value because the distance cannot be negative. So A equals 5. You found the value of A. Now B. B square equals 9. B equals plus or minus 3. Taking only the positive value, B equals C. Now what is the relationship between A, B, C for an ellipse? A square minus B square equals C square. Substitute panna 25 minus 9 equals C square, which means C square equals 16, C equals 4. So, now C value kandupidichachu. So, in the mari ellipse, where is your foci? It is always on the major axis, correct? So, when I draw the ellipse, I have, this is my ellipse, this point is a comma 0, this is minus a comma 0 and my foci lies here. Appo adoda coordinates enna? Minus c comma 0 and c comma 0. This will be 0 comma b and 0 comma minus b. So, if a foci enadhu, you have two foci, okay? Always remember. So, it is minus c comma 0 and c comma 0. C enna? 4. So, it will be minus 4 comma 0 and 4 comma 0. So, what are your vertices? You have two vertices, which is minus a comma 0, a comma 0. So, it is 5. Minus 5 comma 0 and 5 comma 0. What is my other vertex? 0 comma b and 0 comma minus b. So, it is 0 comma 3 and 0 comma minus 3. So, these are my vertices. Then the length of the major axis is 2a, which is 2 times 5, 10. Length of my minor axis is 2 times 3, which is 6. Apra eccentricity, E equals C by A. When I substitute the value, I have C is 4 divided by 5. This is my eccentricity. What is the length of the lattice rectum? It is 2b square by A. So when I substitute the values, I have 2 times b square, which is 3 square divided by 5. So I have 2 times 9 divided by 5, which is 18 divided by 5. So this is the lattice rectum. Okay. Example 10. Find the coordinates of foci, vertices, length of major and the minor axis, eccentricity of the ellipse. The equation is given by 9x square plus 4y square equals 36. So, equal to sign right side I need a 1. So, I am going to divide my whole equation by 36. So, I have 9x square divided by 36 plus 4y square divided by 36 equals 36 by 36. So, I have x square by 4 plus y square by 9 equals 1. So, here what do I see? 9 is greater than 4, which means 3 square is greater than 2 square. So, my a square is always greater than b square. So, which is my a square? On comparing, this is the a square. So, what will my general equation become? X square by b square plus y square by a square equals 1. So, y axis la da a irukku, which means the major axis is along the y axis. So, how does my ellipse look like? So, what does my ellipse look like? It looks like this. So, this point is 0 comma a and this is 0 comma minus a. This is b comma 0. This is minus b comma 0. The foci always lies on the major axis. So, in the point to foci. So, it is 0 comma c and 0 comma minus c. Okay. Now, you need to find all the values. So, a square is 9, a equals 3. B square is 4, b equals 2. What is the relationship between a, b and c? a square minus b square equals c square. So 9 minus 4 equals c square. C equals root 5. 9 minus 4 is 5. C equals root 5. Now I need to find the value of the, now I need to find the coordinates of foci. Foci can have 0, c and 0, minus c. So it's 0, root 5, 0, minus root 5. Now what are the vertices? 0, a, 0, minus a. So 0, a, 0, minus a, b, 0, minus b, 0. So it is 2, 0 and minus 2, 0. These are the vertices. Now what is the length of my major axis? 2a, which is 2 times 3, 6. What is the length of the minor axis? It is 2 times 2, which is 4. Always the length of the major axis is greater than the length of the minor axis. Okay, ellipse eppadi irundhalum seri. Ipo idu y axis la irukku, this is my x axis. Okay, and what else? I need to find the eccentricity, which is c by a, which is root 5 divided by 3. This is eccentricity. Length of lattice rectum another 2b square divided by a, which is 2 times 2 square divided by 3. So I have 8 divided by 3. Okay, so this is the final answer. Example 11. So you are given the vertices and the foci. You need to find the equation of the ellipse. So what is this n? Plus or minus 13, 0. And my foci is plus or minus 5, 0. So we know that the value of c is 5. Your foci is c, 0 and minus c, 0. You have c and minus c. You always have to remember that the foci are along the major axis. Major axis oda value it is a. So you see that this is also along the x coordinate. This is also an x coordinate. This is also an x coordinate. So the given value is a. B kadayadu. B na eppadi irundirukom? It will be 0, plus or minus 13. Focus vandu x coordinate la value irukna, minor axis ku y coordinate la irukum. Major axis ku da x coordinate la irukum. So x coordinate, x coordinate. So the given coordinate is of the major axis. Okay? Ippadi da interpret pannom. So you have a equals 13. So your vertex becomes a, 0 and minus a, 0. So you need to find the equation. Equation eppadi kandupidipinga? You need the value of b. So I need a square minus b square equals c square. So I have 13 square minus b square equals 5 square. So b square enna agum? B square indha pakkam kondu pona I have 13 square minus 5 square, which is 13 minus 5 into 13 plus 5. A square minus b square. Periya number arna, this will be very, very helpful. I am also using this to solve for small numbers. 13 minus 5 is 8. 13 plus 5 is 18. What is 18 into 8? 8, 8, 64. 6, 8, 1, 6, 144. Okay, so b square is 144. What is my b? 12. So these are all Pythagorean triplet. Correct? 5, 13, 12. Idella Pythagorean triplet. Now I know the value of b. What does my equation look like? My a value is greater than b value and the a is along the x-axis. So how does your ellipse look like? It looks like this. So the a value is minus 13, 0 and 13, 0. B value on the 0, 12, 0, minus 12. So what are my foci? It is minus 5, 0 and 5, 0. You see, this is the major axis. A value, C value, they lie along the same line. B matunda, it lies along the minor axis. Okay. So now what is the equation of such an ellipse? X-axis la irukku. So it is x square divided by a square plus y square divided by b square equals 1. So when I substitute the values, I have x square divided by 13 square plus y square divided by 12 square equals 1. So x square divided by 169 plus y square divided by 144 equals 1. Okay, so that is my equation. Okay, example 12. The length of the major axis is 20. So major axis and 2a is given to be 20 and the foci points are 0, plus or minus 5. You need to find the equation of the ellipse. So what do you have? A equals 10. So my major axis major axis can be along the x-axis or along the y-axis. But foci enga irukku? y coordinate la irukku. Appo major axis enga irukano? The major axis should be along the y coordinate. Along y axis. So my vertices will be 0, plus or minus a. Correct? Ena focus is 0, plus or minus c. Appo vertex eppadi irukum? 0, plus or minus a, and b வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும்? Plus or minus b, 0. So what are my vertex? 0, plus or minus 10. b value கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். So what is my b? a square minus b square equals c square. b square is a square minus c square, which is 10 square minus 5 square, which is 100 minus 25, 75. So b square is 75. b equals root 75. Root 75 எப்படி எழுதலாம்? 75 5 ஆல பண்ணா 5 1s are 5 5s are 5 3s are. So what do I have? 5 root 3. Okay. So b value வந்து 5 root 3. It is plus or minus. Okay. You have two values because it is on either side of the axis. So I have a value to be 10 and b to be 5 root 3. I see that a is greater than b and a is along the y axis and b is along the x axis. b coordinates enna now? Plus or minus 5 root 3, 0. So my equation will be y axis la a irukku. So it is y square divided by a square plus x square divided by b square equals 1. So it is y square divided by 10 square plus x square divided by 5 root 3 the whole square equals 1. So y square by 100 plus x square by b square enna? 75. 75 equals. Okay. Example 13. Find the equation of the ellipse with major axis along the x-axis. So major axis enga irukku? X-axis la irukku. So your coordinates will be plus or minus a, 0, plus or minus c, 0, 0, plus or minus b. Because your major axis is along the x-axis. It is given in the question. So it is also given that it passes through the points 4, 3 and minus 1, 4. So along the x-axis na narthom a வந்து x la irukku. So how does your ellipse look like? It looks like this. So this is minus a, 0 and this is a, 0. This is 0, b and this is 0, minus b. So how does your equation look like? X-axis la a irukku. So it is x square divided by a square plus y square divided by b square equals 1. So it is given that this point and this point lies on the ellipse. Appo x kum y kum the value substitute pannalama? So I have 4 square divided by a square plus 3 square divided by b square equals 1. And what is my other equation? My other equation is minus 1 the whole square divided by a square plus 4 square divided by b square equals 1. So then I go 16 by a square plus 9 by b square equals 1. And this will become 1 by a square plus 16 by b square equals 1. So now, in order to solve such equations, I am going to replace 1 by a square with some variable p in vechikalam. And 1 by b square is some variable q. So what does your equations become? 16p plus 9q equals 1. And this becomes p plus 16q equals 1. Okay, ba? Now I need to subtract the two equations or add the two equations. So I see my coefficient of p is 16. Here my coefficient of p is 1. So I multiply this whole equation by 16. So what will I get? I have 16p plus 9q equals 1. Either multiply panna 16p plus 16 times 16 enna? 256. 6 6 36 3 9 6 1 6 9 plus 6 256. So it is 256q equals idhe multiply pannu. So it is 60. So when I subtract, what do I have? This goes off. 256 minus 9 is minus 247q equals minus 15. So I have q equals 15 divided by 247. Now q value in the equation la substitute panna poren. So I'll have p plus 16 times 15 divided by 247 equals 1. So my P value will be 1 minus 240 divided by 247. So 247 minus 240 by 247. So it is 7 by 247. So if my value of Q is 15 by 247, 1 by B square and so now B square is 1 by Q, which is 247 divided by 15. My A square is 1 by P, which is 247 divided by 7. So what does my equation become? When I substitute the values of A square and B square, I'll have X square divided by 247 divided by 7 plus Y square divided by 247 divided by 15 equals 1. So this when I simplify, I have 7x square divided by 247 plus 15y square divided by 247 equals 1. 247 multiply panna 7x square plus 15y square equals 247. Okay. Moving on to exercise 11.3. Question number 1. In each of the exercises, find the coordinates of foci, vertices, length of major, minor axis, eccentricity, length of the lattice rectum. So what is my first equation? X square divided by 36 plus y square divided by 16 equals 1. So A value is greater than B. Upper general equation is x square divided by A square plus y square divided by B square equals 1. So my A square is 36, my B square is 16. So my A is 6 and B is 4. What is the relationship between them? A square minus B square equals C square. So C square is A square minus B square, which is 36 minus 16, which is 20. So this is my C square. So C equals root 20. So how does my ellipse look like? Since X has the value A, so it is along the X coordinate, the major axis. So this is minus A comma 0 and this is A comma 0. This is minus C comma 0 and this is C comma 0. Okay. This is 0 comma B, 0 comma minus B. So what is your foci? Your foci is minus C comma 0 and C comma 0. So this is plus or minus root 20 comma 0. This is foci. Vertices enna? Plus or minus A comma 0, which is plus or minus 6 comma 0. And what is my other one? Plus or 0 comma plus or minus B. So I have 0 comma plus or minus B and 4. So these are my vertices. Now I need to find the length of the major axis. Major axis is 2A, 2 times 6, which is 12. Length of the minor axis is 2B, which is 2 times 4, which is 8. Length of the major axis is always greater than the length of the minor axis. Okay. So this is next, eccentricity is C by A, which is root 20 divided by 6. And what is the length of the lattice rectum? 2B square divided by A, which is 2 times 4 square divided by 6. So I have 2 and 6 goes off. I have a 3. 16 divided by 3. Okay, so this is the final answer. Here root 20 by 6 can also be written as 20. Another 20 is 5 times 4, which is 2 root 5. Correct? So I have 2 root 5 divided by 6. When I cancel this, I have root 5 divided by 3. Okay, this is the eccentricity. Now moving on to the next question. X square divided by 4 plus y square divided by 25 equals 1. So A value is greater than B. So what is the general form? X square by B square plus y square by A square equals 1. So how does your ellipse look like? It is along the y axis. Y ku keela A. So the coordinates of this is 0 comma minus A, 0 comma A. This is minus B comma 0 and B comma 0. Foci enga irukku? So it is 0 comma C and 0 comma minus C. Be very careful when you are writing the coordinates. X axis along la irka illa y axis along la irka ne be very careful. So what do you have? A square is 25, B square is 4, A is 5 and B is 2. So C square and A square minus B square is C square. So I have 25 minus 4, which is c square. C square equals 21, c equals root 21, which is 7 times 3. So further simplify panna mudiyadhu. So what are my foci? It is 0, plus or minus c, root 21. Vertices enna? It is 0, plus or minus a. So 0, plus or minus a. Aprom innonu enadhu? Plus or minus b, 0. What is the length of my major axis? 2a, which is 2 times 5, 10. Minor axis is 2b, so 2 times 2, which is 4. Eccentricity enna? E equals c by a, which is root 21 divided by 5. Lattice rectum is 2b square divided by a, which is 2 times 2 square divided by 5. So I have 8 divided by 5. Okay. Question number 3. X square by 16 plus y square by 9 equals 1. So I have a greater than b. So this is of the form x square divided by a square plus y square divided by b square equals 1. So my a square is 16, a equals 4, b square is 9, so b equals 3, c square equals a square minus b square, which is 16 minus 9. 16 minus 9 is 7. So this is my c square. C equals root 7. Okay. So how does my ellipse look like? X ku keezha a irukku. So it is something like this. So what will my coordinates be? It will be plus or minus a, 0, plus or minus c, 0, 0, plus or minus b. Okay. So these are my coordinates and this is how my ellipse look like. Ellipse looks like, and this is my foci. Okay. So this is my focus 1, focus 2. So what are my foci? Plus or minus c, 0, which is plus or minus root 7, 0. What is this one there? Plus or minus a, 0, 0, plus or minus b, which is 3. Major axis 2a, which is 2 times 4, 8. Minor axis is 2b, which is 2 times 3, which is 6. Eccentricity enna? C by a, which is root 7 divided by 4. Length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by a, which is 2 times 3 square divided by 4. So this gets cancelled. So I have 9 divided by 2. Okay. Question number 4. X square divided by 25 plus y square divided by 100 equals 1. So it is of the form, so which is greater? 100 is greater than 25. So this is my a square and this is my b square. So I have x square by b square plus y square by a square equals 1. So ellipse eppadi irukum? Along the y axis. So it will look like this. So what will my coordinates be? It will be 0, plus or minus a. Foci vandu 0, plus or minus c, because a and c lie along the same axis. It will be plus or minus b, 0. Okay. So what is my a square? 100. A equals 10. B square equals 25. B equals 5. C square equals a square minus b square, which is 75. C equals root 75. Okay. Root 75, which is also 5 root 3. So foci enna? 0, plus or minus 5 root 3. My vertices are 0, plus or minus 10 and plus or minus 5, 0. Okay. Then my length of the major axis is 2a, which is 2 times 10, 20. Length of the minor axis is 2b, which is 2 times 5, which is 10. Eccentricity equals c by a, which is 5 root 3 divided by 10. So this gets cancelled. Root 3 by 2. Length of the lattice rectum 2b square divided by a, which is 2 times 5 square divided by 10. So this goes off and one of the 5's go off. So my length of the lattice rectum is 5. Okay. Question number 5. X square divided by 49 plus y square divided by 36 equals 1. A square greater than b square. So the general form is x square by a square plus y square by b square equals 1. A square equals 49. A equals 7. B square equals 36. B equals 6. C square in a square minus b square, which is 49 minus 36. So c square is 13. C equals root 13. So how does my ellipse look? It is along the x-axis. So it will look like this. So what are the coordinates? Plus or minus a comma 0 x coordinate, plus or minus c comma 0, 0 comma plus or minus b. So what will be my foci? Plus or minus root 13 comma 0. Vertices will be plus or minus 7 comma 0 and 0 comma plus or minus 6. Length of the major axis 2a, which is 2 times 7, 14. Length of the minor axis 2b, which is 2 times 6, 12. Eccentricity is c by a, which is root 13 divided by 7. Lattice rectamodal length 2b square divided by a, which is 2 times 6 square divided by a value which is 7. So this is 2 times 36 divided by 7, which is 72 divided by 7. Okay. Question number 6. X square divided by 100 plus y square divided by 400 equals 1. A square greater than b square. So it is of the form x square by b square plus y square by a square equals 1. So ellipse எப்படி இருக்கும்? It will be along the y-axis. So this is my ellipse and the coordinates will be 0 comma plus or minus a. A தெரிஞ்சா 0 comma plus or minus c. What is my other one? Plus or minus b comma 0. Okay, ஒன்னு தெரிஞ்சா மத்ததெல்லாம் எழுதிடலாம். So here a square is 400. A equals 20. B square is 100. B equals 10. C square in a square minus b square, which is 400 minus 100, which is 300. 300 எப்படி எழுதலாம்? 3 times 10 into 10. So c equals root of this. So I have c equals 10 root 3. Okay. So இப்போ foci என்னது? It is 0 comma plus or minus 10 root 3. Vertices வந்து 0 comma plus or minus 20 and plus or minus 10 comma 0. Length of the major axis 2a, which is 2 times 20, 40. Length of the minor axis is 2b, which is 2 times 10, 20. Eccentricity equals c by a, which is 10 root 3 divided by 20. 10 and 20 போயிடும். So I have root 3 divided by 2. Length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by a, which is 2 into 10 into 10 divided by 20. 2 into 10, 20 போயிடும். So length of the lattice rectum is 10. Okay. Question number 7. 36x square plus 4y square equals 144. எனக்கு இந்த side 1 வேணும். So I'm going to divide the whole equation by 144. So I have 36x square divided by 144 plus 4y square divided by 144 equals 144 divided by 144. So என்ன ஆகும்? 36 4 ஆல போகுமா? 4 9s are 4 3s are 12, 4 6s are 9 1s are 9 4s are. Here 4 1 times 4 36 times. This cancel ஆயிடும். So I'll be left with x square divided by 4 plus y square divided by 36 equals 1. So a square is greater than b square. So what is my general form? X square by b square plus y square by a square equals 1. So how does your ellipse look like? It is along the y-axis. So it will look something like this. Coordinates எப்படி இருக்கும்? It will be 0 comma plus or minus a, 0 comma plus or minus c. a வும் c யும் ஒரே இதுல தான் இருக்கும். Plus or minus b comma 0. Okay. So my foci. So I have a square equals 36, a equals 6, b square equals 4, b equals 2. So I have c square equals a square minus b square, which is 32, 4, 8, 32. So C will be 4 root 2. So foci என்னவா இருக்கும்? Foci is 0, plus or minus C. So it's 0, plus or minus 4 root 2. What is this என்ன? 0, plus or minus 6 and plus or minus 2, 0. What is the length of the major axis? 2a equals 2 times 6, which is 12. Minor axis 2 times 2, which is 4. Eccentricity C by A. C enna 4 root 2 divided by 6. So 2, 3. So it is 2 root 2 divided by 3. Length of the lattice rectum enna 2b square divided by A, which is 2 times 2 square divided by 6. So I have 4 by 3. Okay. Question number 8. 16x square plus y square equals 16. So dividing the whole equation by 16, I have x square by 1 plus y square by 16 equals 1. A square is greater than b square. So the A is A. So what is the general equation? X square by b square plus y square by a square equals 1. So a square 16 na A is 4. B square 1 na B is 1. So C square equals A square minus B square, which is 15. C equals root 15. So how does my ellipse look like? It is along the y-axis. So enala coordinates? It will be 0, plus or minus A, 0, plus or minus C, plus or minus B, 0. So my foci would be 0, plus or minus C. So it's 0, plus or minus root 15. What is this enna? 0, plus or minus 4 and plus or minus 1, 0. This is nothing but 1, 0 and minus 1, 0. Adha na consolidate panni ore coordinates ah edutren. Okay, that is the difference. Then the length of the major axis is 2a, which is 2 times 4, 8. Length of the minor axis is 2b, which is 2 times 1, which is 2. Eccentricity is C by A, which is C enna root 15 divided by 4. Length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by A, which is 2 times 1 square divided by 4. So I have 1 by 2. Okay. Question number 9. It is very similar to the example question. 4x square plus 9y square equals 36. So dividing the whole equation by 36, I have x square by 9 plus y square by 4 equals 1. A square is greater than b square. So it is of the form x square by a square plus y square by b square equals 1. So ellipse eppadi irukum? It will be along the x coordinate. So it will be something like this. So coordinates enava irukum? Plus or minus a, 0, plus or minus c, 0, 0, plus or minus b. Inga a irukku, major axis la, minor axis la b, and this is your foci 1, this is your focus 2. Okay. Now a square is 9, a equals 3, b square is 4, b equals 2. C square is a square minus b square, c equals root 5. So foci enadhu? This plus or minus root 5, 0. Vertices plus or minus 3, 0 and 0, plus or minus 2. Length of the major axis is 2 times 3, which is 6. Length of the minor axis is 2b, which is 2 times 2, 4. Eccentricity is C by A, which is root 5 divided by 3. Length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by A, which is 2 times 2 square divided by 3, which is 8 by 3. Okay. Question number 10. Vertices vandu plus or minus 5, 0. Foci is given to be plus or minus 4, 0. So idu plus or minus c, 0. Appo kuduthirukkiradhu enna? Plus or minus a, 0. A and c, they lie on the same axis. So either they lie on the x-axis. So how does your ellipse look like? It looks like this. A inga irukku, minus a, 0 and a, 0. C is over here. So it is minus c, 0 and c, 0. So now a, c value theriyum. B eppadi kandupidikiradhu? What is the relation? A square minus b square equals c square. So I have 5 square minus b square equals 4 square. அப்ப b square என்ன 5 square minus 4 square. So it is 25 minus 16. b square is 9. b equals 3. So இப்ப a, b, c ஓட value தெரியும். What is the equation of your ellipse? It is x square divided by a square. X axis la a இருக்கு. Plus y square divided by b square equals 1. So it is x square divided by 25 plus y square divided by 9 equals 1. This is the equation. Okay. Question number 11. Vertices வந்து 0, plus or minus 13. Foci is 0, plus or minus 5. So 0, plus or minus c. So this should also be 0, plus or minus a. They lie on the same axis. So how does your ellipse look like? So it is along the y-axis. ஏன்னா y coordinate இருக்கு. So this is your 0, minus a. This is your 0, a. Your focus points are over here. So இப்போ a value தெரியும், c தெரியும். So it is a square minus b square equals c square. A square is 13 square minus b square equals 5 square. So b square is 13 square minus 5 square, which is 169 minus 25, 144. b square 144 na b enna 12. So how does your equation look like? A is along the y-axis. Appo y square by a square plus x square by b square equals 1. So it is y square divided by a square enna 13 square 169 plus x square by b square, which is 12 square 144 equals. Okay. Question number 12. Vertices வந்து plus or minus 6, 0 and my foci is at plus or minus 4, 0. So this is plus or minus c, 0. c x ல இருக்கு. அப்போ a வும் x coordinate ல தான் இருக்கணும். So when a is along the x coordinate, your ellipse will look like this. So this is a, 0. This will be c, 0 minus c, 0 and this will be minus a, 0. Ellipse இப்படி இருந்தா equation எப்படி இருக்கும்? The equation is along the x-axis. So x square divided by y square, a square plus y square divided by b square equals 1. இப்போ b value கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். So you have a square minus b square equals c square. So b square is nothing but a square minus c square. A square என்ன 6 square minus 4 square 36 minus 16 which is 20. b square 20 na b is 2 root 5. It is 5 times 4. 4 oda square root is 2. So 2 root 5. So your equation will look like x square divided by a square is 36 plus y square divided by b square and 20. இத கண்டுபிடிக்கலனாலும் பரவாயில்லை. For writing the equation, you can stop with b square because you only need b square equals. Okay. Question number 13. The ends of the major axis. So major axis வந்து plus or minus 3, 0 and the minor axis is 0, plus or minus 2. Major axis oda coordinates are always plus or minus a, 0. So inge major axis enna x axis. So here it is minus a, 0. Here it is a, 0. If along the y axis irundha that will be 0, a and 0, minus a. So major axis எப்பவுமே a தான். Minor axis is always b. So plus or minus b. So you know the value of a, you know the value of b. So what is the equation? X square by x axis la தான் a இருக்கு. Your ellipse looks like this. So you have major axis is a. Major axis is along a and your minor axis is along b. So it's 0, b and 0, minus b. So x axis la a இருக்கிறதுனால x square by a square plus y square by b square equals 1. So x square divided by 9 plus y square divided by 4 equals 1. Okay. Question number 14. Ends of the major axis. So major axis கொடுத்திருக்கு 0, plus or minus root 5 which is 0, plus or minus a. Major axis நாலே a. And the minor axis is given to be, minor axis is plus or minus 1, 0 which is plus or minus b, 0. அப்ப a வந்து y axis ல இருக்குனா your ellipse will look like this. So a வந்து y axis ல இருக்கு 0, a and 0, minus a. So equation எப்படி இருக்கும்? It is along the y axis. So y square by a square plus x square by b square equals 1. a value enna root 5. So it's y square divided by root 5 the whole square plus x square divided by 1 square equals 1. So y square divided by 5 equals x square, sorry, plus x square divided by 1 equals 1. So this is the equation. Okay. Question number 15. Length of the major axis, which is 2a, is 26 and the foci is given to be plus or minus 5. Plus or minus 5, 0. So இது என்னது plus or minus c, 0. So a எப்படி இருக்கும் plus or minus a, 0 and your b will be plus or minus b, 0. So ellipse எப்படி இருக்கும்? C is along the x-axis. So x-axis na the major axis is along the x-axis. So this is a, 0. This is c, 0 and this is 0, b, this point. This is 0, minus b and so on. Okay. So இப்போ a oda value enna 26 by 2 which is 13. You know the value of c which is 5. So now a square minus b square equals c square. b square enna a square minus c a square minus c square. So I have 169 minus 25 which is 144. b square 144 na b oda value 12. So how does my equation look like? A is along the x-axis. So it is x square by a square plus y square by b square equals 1. So it's x square by a square and 169 plus y square by b square and 144 equals 1. Okay. Question number 16. Length of the minor axis. Minor axis na 2b is given to be 16 and the foci is 0, plus or minus 6. அப்ப இது என்னது 0, plus or minus c. c y coordinate la irundha a o y coordinate la dhaan irukum. So b will be in the x coordinate. So how does your ellipse look like? Ellipse is along the y axis. So it will look like this. So this point is 0, a. This is b, 0 and your c is over here. So 0, c. So equation eppadi irukum? A is along the y axis. So y square divided by a square plus x square divided by b square equals 1. So இப்போ b oda value enna? 2b is 16. b equals 16 by 2 which is 8. c oda value 6. So now a square minus b square equals c square. So a square எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்கணும்? a square equals c square plus b square which is 6 square plus 8 square 36 plus 64 which is 100. So a square is 100. Your a is 10. So what do you have? The equation is y square divided by a square which is 100 plus x square divided by b square. b square enna 8 square 64 equals 1. Okay. Question number 17. Foci is at plus or minus 3, 0 and they have given the value of a which is 4. Okay. So இப்போ foci plus or minus c, 0. So a எப்படி இருக்கும்? Plus or minus a, 0. Your b will be 0, plus or minus b. So ellipse எப்படி இருக்கும்? Ellipse is along the x-axis. a coordinate a எங்க இருக்கு? x coordinate ல இருக்கு. So this is a. So this is a, 0. This is minus a, 0. 0, b. 0, minus b. Focus இங்க இருக்கு. So this will be c, 0 and minus c, 0. So how does my equation look like? A is along the x-axis. So x square by a square plus y square by b square equals 1. So இப்போ a oda value 4, c oda value 3, b enna? a square minus b square equals c square is the relation. b square is a square minus c square. So 14 square, 4 square minus 3 square. So I have 16 minus 9 which is 7. So b square is 7. b equals root 7. So what is my equation? X square by a square plus y square by b square equals 1. Okay. Question number 18. b equals c 3, c equals 4 and the center is at the origin. Foci is on the x-axis. On the x-axis na coordinate எப்படி இருக்கும்? Plus or minus c, 0. So the rest are plus or minus a, 0 and 0, plus or minus b. So ellipse எப்படி இருக்கும்? A is along the x-axis. So this is how it will look like. A, 0. My focus is along the x-axis. Correct? Minus c comma 0, minus a comma 0. This is 0 comma b. This is 0 comma minus b. So I have my values of b and c. How does my equation look like? X square by a square plus y square by b square equals 1. So if a square minus b square equals c square, what is my a square? B square plus c square. So it is 3 square plus 4 square, which is 9 plus 16, which is 25. So a square is 25, a equals 5. So equation enago x square divided by a square plus y square divided by b square, which is 3 square 9 equals 1. So this is my equation. Okay. Question number 19. Center at 0, 0, major axis on the y-axis. So major axis enga irukku? Y-axis. So what will be my coordinates? 0, plus or minus a. And 0, plus or minus c is my foci. What is my other vertex? Plus or minus b, 0. Okay. This interpret paniyachu. Passes through the points 3, 2 and 1, 6. Okay. So how does my ellipse look like? Major axis along the y-axis. So y-axis la irukku. So this will be my ellipse. This is my point 0, a, 0, c and p, 0. I am marking only the positive. The negatives are understood. Okay. So how does my equation look like? Y-axis la a irukku. So y square by a square plus x square by b square equals 1. I know 3, 2 and 1, 6 lie on them. So I substitute the value 3 and 2. So 3 vandu x square. So 3 square by b square equals 1 plus y square is 2. 2 square by a square. So this is 4 divided by a square plus 9 divided by b square equals 1. So this is one equation. What is my other one? 1 and 6. So I substitute the values of 1 and 6. So I have 6 square by a square plus 1 square by b square equals 1. X and y confuse panikadinga. I have written it the other way because it is along the y-axis. It's y square by a square. This maathi ezhudalam because it's a plus. Okay, doesn't really matter. Don't mix the values of x and y. So I have 36 by a square plus 1 by b square equals 1. So if I'm going to substitute 1 by a square to be p and 1 by b square to be q. So what do my equations become? This equation becomes 4p plus 9q equals 1 and this becomes 36p plus q equals 1. So I can either multiply this equation by 9 or I can multiply this equation by 9. So I can cancel p. So I'm going to multiply this equation by 9. So I'm left with 9 4 36p plus 9 9 81q equals 9 times 1 is 9. 36p plus q equals 1. So when I subtract minus minus minus, இது cancel ஆயிடும். 80q equals 8, q equals 1 by 10. 8 by 80 which is 1 by 10. இப்போ q value எங்க substitute பண்ணா, I have 36p plus 1 by 10 equals 1. 36p equals 1 minus 1 by 10. 36p equals 10 minus 1 by 10 which is 9 by 10. 9 and 36 cancel aguma. I'll bring it to the other side. So I have p equals 9 by 10 times 36 which is 1 by 40. So my q is 1 by b square. So what is my b square? 1 by q. Adhe mari a square is 1 by p. A square is 1 by p. So what is my b square? 1 by q is nothing but 1 by 1 over 10. So I have 10. A square is 1 by 1 by 40. So I have 40. So this is a square and b square. So what is my equation? My equation is y square by a square plus x square by b square equals 1. Okay. Question number 20. Major axis is on the x-axis. So major axis enga irukku? X-axis la irukku. So where will my foci be? It will be plus or minus c, 0. So plus or minus a, 0. 0, plus or minus b. So ellipse எப்படி இருக்கும்? Major axis is along the x-axis. So it will be like this. I have a, 0, 0, b, c, 0. So these are my points. What else is given? They pass through the point 4, 3 and 6, 2. So if equation எப்படி இருக்கும்? A is along the x-axis. So it's x square by a square plus y square by b square equals 1. I know 4, 3 lies on this. So I substitute 4 square by a square plus 3 square by b square equals 1. 16 by a square plus 9 by b square equals 1. Similarly, 6, 2 lies on this. So I put 6 square by a square plus 2 square by b square equals 1. 36 by a square plus 4 by b square equals 1. Adhe mari substitution. So 1 by a square is p. 1 by b square is q. So I have in the equation 16p plus 9q equals 1. This equation becomes 36p plus 4q equals 1. So I multiply this equation by 4 and this equation by 9 in order to cancel the q terms. So this is multiplied by 4 and this is multiplied by 9. So what do I have? 16 4s are 64p plus 9 4 36. So 36q equals 4 times 1 is 4. Here 36 times 9. So 9 6 54. 5 9 3 27. 27 plus 5 is 32p plus 9 4 36q equals 9. Okay. So when I subtract these, I'm left with 324 minus 64. So I have 0, 6, 2 minus 260p plus 0 equals minus 5. P equals 5 divided by 260. 5 all pogum. So 5 5s are 25. 1, 2. So P equals 1 by 52. I substitute this in one of the equations. So I have 16 times 1 by 52 plus 9q equals 1. So 9q equals 1 minus, the cancel panna 4 4s are 4 1s are 4 3s are. So 4 by 13. 4 by 13. So 9q equals 13 minus 4 by 13, which is 9 by 13. So q is 1 by 13. So idukapra enna theriyum? Your a square is 1 by p and b square is 1 by q. So a square 1 by p enna 52. B square is 1 by q, which is 30. So what is your equation? X square by a square plus y square by b square equals 1. Okay. Now we are going to solve some hyperbola questions. Okay. So what is a hyperbola? So you have two types of hyperbola. One which is along the x-axis. Hyperbola eppadi irukum? Ellipse pirichu thirupi utta mari irukum. Okay. The other one is the hyperbola which is along the y-axis. Okay. So the equation of this is when it's along the x-axis, it's x square by a square minus y square by b square equals 1. When it's along the y-axis, it is y square by a square minus x square by b square equals 1. Okay. So in that this point is the foci. So it's c, 0 minus c, 0 and the point over here is minus a, 0 and this is a, 0. Adhe mari in that this point over here is the foci which has the coordinates 0, c and 0, minus c. This point is 0, a and this is 0, minus a. So where is your B point? When this is your y-axis and this is your x-axis, you have two lines which pass through the center and the length of the conjugate axis is B. So basically, this will be your B. So this is B, 0, B and this will be 0, minus B. But you cannot specifically mark a point which is B. So we don't do that. But you have to understand that B is on the conjugate axis. Adavadhu, hyperbola when it's along the x-axis, the y-axis becomes the conjugate axis. When hyperbola is along the y-axis, x-axis becomes the conjugate axis. Okay. And here the relationship between A, B and C is a square plus b square equals c square. This is for hyperbola. Okay. For ellipse, what did you see? A square minus b square equals c square. So this is for ellipse. Okay? Don't get confused. And you have the same eccentricity. It is c by a and the length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by a. Nothing else changes. Only when you have the hyperbola which is along the x-axis, you have x square by a square minus y square by b square. When you have the hyperbola along the y-axis, you have y square minus by a square minus x square by b square. And therefore we had a plus. We had y square by a square plus x square by b square. For hyperbola, you have a minus. Okay? That's it. So, example 14. Find the coordinates of foci and the vertices, eccentricity, length of the lattice rectum for the equation x square by 9 minus y square by 16 equals 1. So, for ellipse, what did we see? We saw that a square was always greater than b square, a greater than b. For hyperbola, a greater than b is not a condition. B can also be greater than a. What is your general form of an equation? When you have x square, you have a square in the bottom minus y square by b square equals 1. So, always a square comes in the first term and b square comes in the second term. இதே y square இருந்ததுனா என்ன ஆகும்? Y square by a square minus x square by b square equals 1. So, first எப்போமே a square வரணும். Second தான் b square வரணும். You always have a square in the first term and b square in the second term. Okay? So, if it is of this form, your hyperbola is along the x-axis. If it is of this form, your hyperbola is along the y-axis. Okay? So, according to this question, our hyperbola is along the x-axis. So, hyperbola எப்படி இருக்கு? It is like this. And you know that A and C, they lie on the same axis. Correct? So, this is your minus C, 0. This is your minus A, 0, A, 0 and C, 0. So, this is your hyperbola. So, this is of the form x square by A square minus y square by B square equals 1. A square the first one. So, your A square is 9, A is 3, B square is 16, so B is 4. You need to find what your focus is. So, A square plus B square equals C square is the relationship between A, B and C for a hyperbola. Ellipse kenna A square minus B square equals C square. So, in the plus varum. So, what is my C? C square is 9 plus 16 which is 25. So, C equals 5. So, if my hyperbola is along the x-axis, foci எப்படி இருக்கும்? My foci would be plus or minus C, 0. So, it will be plus or minus A, 0 and 0, plus or minus B. It is very similar to how you did in ellipse, but you just have to make sure along which axis your hyperbola is. Okay? So, இப்போ foci என்னது? These are your vertices. So, foci is plus or minus 5, 0. Your vertices are plus or minus 3, 0 and 0, plus or minus 4. Okay? This is my vertices, foci. Now, I need the eccentricity, which is C divided by A. C in the 5 divided by 3. Length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by A, which is 2 times 4 square divided by 3, which is 4, 4, 16, 16 to 32. So, 32 divided by 3. Okay? Example 15. Find the equation of the hyperbola with foci 0, plus or minus 3 and the vertices are at 0, plus or minus root 11 divided by 2. Foci எங்க இருக்கு? 0, plus or minus C. So, this is 0, plus or minus A. So, B எப்படி இருக்கும்? Plus or minus B, 0. Okay? So, where does your foci lie on? It lies on the y-axis. So, your hyperbola will look like this. So, this is your foci and this is your 0, A. So, this is 0, C and you have plus or minus B, 0. So, equation எப்படி இருக்கும்? If your hyperbola is along the y-axis comes first and A square always comes in the first term. Y square by A square minus x square by B square equals 1. Hyperbola ko ellipse ko equation la எப்படி differentiate பண்ணுவீங்க? When you have a minus, it's a hyperbola. When you have a plus, it's an ellipse. Okay? Now, what is my A? Root 11 by 2. What is my C? 3. So, B enna? A square plus B square equals C square. B square equals C square minus A square, which is 9 minus 11 by 4. Root 11, the whole square is 11. 2 square is 4. So I have 9 4 36. 36 minus 11 is 25 divided by 4. This is my b square. B is the square root of 25 by 4, which is 5 by 2. So how does my equation look like? Y square divided by 11 divided by 4 minus x square divided by 5 by 2 the whole square, which is 25 by 4 equals 1. So when I take 4 to the numerator, I have 4y square by 11 minus 4x square divided by 25 equals 1. So this is my equation. Okay. So I missed the second subsection in example 14. I'll solve it now. So I have y square minus 16x square equals 16. So dividing the whole equation by 16, I need a 1 here. So I have y square divided by 16 minus x square divided by 1 equals 1. So this is of the form y square by a square minus x square by b square equals 1. So a square in a 16. So a equals 4. B square is 1. So b equals 1. What do I need to find? I need to find the foci. So I have a square plus b square equals c square. So c square in a 16 plus 1, which is 17. So c equals root 17. So how does my foci look like? In the mari irundaduna, my hyperbola is along the y-axis because y square by a square. Yeah? So I have my a here, which is 0, a and 0, minus a. So how does it look like? 0, plus or minus a, 0, plus or minus c, plus or minus b, 0. So foci eppadi irukum? Foci would be 0, plus or minus root 17. My c value can only be positive root 17. It can be negative because it is the length. It is the distance between the foci. Okay. So it's 0, plus or minus root 17. Vertices 0, plus or minus 4. 1 plus or minus 1, 0. These are vertices. Eccentricity in a c divided by a, which is root 17 divided by 4. Length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by a, which is 2 times 1 square divided by 4. I'm left with 1 by 2. Okay. Example 16. Find the equation of the hyperbola where foci is 0, plus or minus 12 and the length of the lattice rectum, which is 2b square by a, is 36. So foci is 0 plus or minus c. So it's 0 plus or minus a plus or minus b, 0. So hyperbola is along the y-axis. So so this is how your hyperbola looks. What is the equation? It is along the y-axis. So you have y square by a square minus x square by b square equals 1. Idella first general okay. Now we are going to solve the question. You need to find the equation of the hyperbola. Okay. You have 2b square by a. So I can write b square as 36a divided by 2, which is 18a. So b square is nothing but 18a. So instead of b square, I am going to substitute 18a. So what do I have? Y square divided by a square minus x square divided by 18a equals 1. I know the value of c. So c equals 12. So a square plus b square equals c square. So b square value in b square is nothing but c square minus a square, which is 12 square minus a square. So this is my b square. Correct? So what do I have when I equate this and this? I have 12 square minus a square equals 18a. So it's 144 minus a square minus 18a equals 0. Multiplying the whole equation by minus 1, I have a square plus 18a minus 144 equals 0. So 144 eppadi split pannalam? 144 I have 4 3s are 12, 4 6 are 6 times 6. So I have 6 into 6 into 6, 18 we know. So I have 6 4 24 and 6. So 144 can be split into 24 times 6. So I have 24 minus 6. So this is nothing but a square plus 24a minus 6a minus 144 equals 0. So a times a plus 24. Here I want a plus 24. Here it becomes minus 6a equals 0. So a minus 6 times a plus 24 equals 0. So a equals 6, a equals minus 24. But rejecting the negative value because distance cannot be negative. The value of a is 6. So value of b in b square is 18 times 6. b square is 6848, which is 108. So my a square becomes 36. So what is the equation? Y square divided by 36 minus x square divided by 108 equals 1. So what did I do? I did not do this. I have my value of c. I have this relation and I have this relation. Lattice rectum kuduthirukku, in the relation kuduthirukku. When I equate both, I get a quadratic equation. I solve for a. I find what my b is. A and b therinjiruchuna, you can substitute it in the equation and you get the deserved equation. Okay? So we are going to start with exercise 11.4 hyperbola. So question number 1. Find the coordinates of foci, vertices, eccentricity, length of the lattice rectum. Okay? So first question in x square divided by 16 minus y square divided by 9 equals 1. So this is of the form x square by a square minus y square by b square equals 1. X square by a square now, your hyperbola is along the x-axis. So this is how it looks like. So enna varum? This is minus a comma 0. This is a comma 0. So you have plus or minus a comma 0. So foci eppadi irukum? Plus or minus c comma 0. And you have 0 comma plus or minus b. Kindly watch my previous video where I have solved some example questions. I would have explained why I have got this. Okay? A and C, they lie on the same line. The focus point lies here. So A and C, they lie on the same axis. So these are the coordinates. So A square is 16. A equals 4. B square is 9. B equals 3. So see, and what is the relationship between A, B and C for a hyperbola? A square plus B square equals C square. So C square and A square plus B square, which is 25. So C equals 5. So this is the value of C. What are they asking? Foci. So your foci is plus or minus C comma 0. Vertices vande plus or minus A, which is 4 comma 0 and 0 comma plus or minus 3. What is your eccentricity? E equals C by A, which is C and 5 divided by 4. Length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by A, which is 2 times b square and 3 square divided by 4. They get cancelled. 3 3s are 9 divided by 2. This is the length of your lattice rectum. Okay. Question number 2. Y square divided by 9 minus x square divided by 27 equals 1. So this is of the form y square by a square minus x square by b square equals 1. So eppadi irukum hyperbola? The hyperbola is along the y-axis. So it will look like this. So your point, your focus lies here. So 0 comma c, 0 comma minus c. So eppadi irukku? 0 comma plus or minus c, 0 comma plus or minus a, plus or minus b comma 0. A and C, they lie on the same axis. B lies on a different axis. Okay. So what are the values of A? A square is 9. A equals 3. B square is 27. B equals 9 times 3. What a square root. So I'll be left with 3 root 3. So these are my values of A and B. So C and A square plus B square equals C square. C square is nothing but A square plus B square. So 9 plus 27. 27 plus 9 is 36. C equals 6. So we found the value of C. So how does my foci look like? 0 comma plus or minus 6. Vertices in 0 comma plus or minus 3 and plus or minus 3 root 3 comma 0. Eccentricity in E equals C by A, which is 6 divided by 3, which is 2. Length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by A, which is 2 times 3 root 3 the whole square, which is, I'll directly substitute 27. 3 times 27 divided by A. 3. 3 9s are 27, so I'm left with 8. Okay. Question number 3. 9y square minus 4x square equals 36. Dividing the whole equation by 36, I'll be left with y square by 4 minus x square by 9 equals 1. So this is of the form y square by a square minus x square by b square equals 1. So hyperbola eppadi irukum, it will be along the y axis. So it will look like this. So my focus is 0 comma c and 0 comma minus c. So it will be 0 comma plus or minus c, 0 comma plus or minus a, plus or minus b comma 0. A and c, they lie on the same axis. C is along the y axis. Andala it lies in the y coordinate. Okay. So a square is 4, a equals 2, b square equals 9, b equals 3. How do I find the value of c? A square plus b square equals c square. So c square is nothing but 4 plus 9, which is 13. C equals root 13. So foci eppadi irukum? Foci is 0 comma plus or minus root 13. Vertices 0 comma plus or minus 2, and the other vertex is plus or minus 3 comma 0. Eccentricity c by a, which is root 13 divided by 2. Length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by a. So I have 2 times 9 divided by 2. My a is 2. So I have 9. Okay. Question number 4. 16x square minus 9y square equals 576. I'm dividing the whole equation by 576. So I have 16x square divided by 576 minus 9y square divided by 576 equals 1. So 16 by 576, this 16 ala pochina, it will be x square divided by 16. 16 3s are 48. I'll be left with 9. 16 6 are 96. இதே மாதிரி இங்க y square divided by 9 ஆல பண்ணா 9 6 are 54. I'll be left with 3. 9 4s are 36 equals 1. So this is how the form x square by a square minus y square by b square equals 1. So x square la a irukku. So your hyperbola will look like this. So this point is minus c comma 0. This is c comma 0. So how do my points look like? Plus or minus c comma 0, plus or minus a comma 0, 0 comma plus or minus b. Okay. So my a square is 36, a equals 6. B square is 64, b equals 8. C square equals a square plus b square, which is 36 plus 64, which is 100. So c and 10. So how does my foci look like? Foci is plus or minus 10 comma 0. Vertices are plus or minus 6 comma 0, 0 comma plus or minus 8. Next, I need my eccentricity. E equals c by a, which is 10 divided by 6. 2 5s are, 2 3s are. Lattice rectum 2b square divided by a, which is 2 times 64 divided by a, which is 6. So I have 2 3 times, so which is 64 divided by 3. Okay. Question number 5. 5y square minus 9x square equals 36. So I have, when I divide the whole equation by 36, I'm left with 5y square divided by 36 minus 9x square divided by 36 equals 1. So this becomes y square divided by 36 divided by 5 minus x square divided by 4 equals 1. This is of the form y square divided by a square minus x square divided by b square equals 1. So your hyperbola is along the y axis. So it looks like this. So focus enga irukku? 0 comma c, 0 comma minus c. So how are your points? 0 comma plus or minus c, 0 comma plus or minus a. A and c lie on the same axis. Plus or minus b comma 0. So now what is your a square? A square is 36 by 5, the whole of the denominator. Correct? 5 kilo vandaduna, it becomes 36 by 5. So a is 6 divided by root 5. What is my b square? 4. So b equals 2. So c square and c square equals a square plus b square, which is 36 divided by 5 plus 4. When I'm left with 5 4s are 20. 20 plus 36 is 56 divided by 5. So c and c. So c equals square root of 56 divided by 5. So 56 every 7 times 8. So I have 7 times 2 times 4. So 4 is square root line veliyila edutha I'll be left with 2. So it is 2 root 14. So it's 2 root 14 divided by root 5. So that is my C. So foci eppadi irukum? My foci is 0, plus or minus 2 root 14 by 5. My vertices are 0, plus or minus a and 6 by root 5. 6 by root 5. Other vertex is plus or minus 2, 0. Eccentricity in C divided by A, which is 2 root 14 by 5 divided by 6 by root 5. 6 by root 5. 2 3s are 6. The root 5 and the root 5 term goes off. So I am left with root 14 divided by 3. Length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by A, which is 2 times 4 divided by 6 by root 5. 6 divided by root 5. So this gets cancelled. I'm left with 4 by 3 times root 5. Okay. Question number 6. 49y square minus 16x square equals 784. So when I divide the whole equation by 784, I'm left with 49y square divided by 784 minus 16x square divided by 784 equals 1. 49 by 784 is 16. So y square divided by 16 minus x square divided by 49 equals 1. This is of the form y square divided by a square minus x square divided by b square equals 1. So how does your hyperbola look like? It is along the y axis. So it looks like this. Where is your foci? This is 0, c and this is 0, minus c. So points eppadi irukum? 0, plus or minus c, 0, plus or minus a, plus or minus b, 0. A square equals 16, a equals 4, b square equals 49, b equals 7. C square enna? A square plus b square, 16 plus 49, which is 65. So C equals root 65. So what are my foci? Foci வந்து 0, plus or minus root 65. Vertices 0, plus or minus 4 and the other vertex is plus or minus 7, 0. Eccentricity C divided by A, which is root 65 divided by 4. Length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by A, which is 2 times 49 divided by 4, which is 49 by 2. Okay. Question number 7. Vertices at plus or minus 2, 0 and foci at plus or minus 3, 0. So this is plus or minus c, 0. So this should be plus or minus a, 0. A and c should lie on the same axis. They lie on the major axis. So இன்னொரு point enna? 0, plus or minus b. So now here a is in the x coordinate. So how does your hyperbola look like? It looks like this, where your point c is over here. So c, 0 and this is a, 0. This is minus a, 0 and minus c, 0. So how does your equation look like? When the hyperbola is along the x-axis, it's x square by a square minus y square by b square equals 1. You're asked to find the equation of the hyperbola. So now your a is 2, your c is 3. What is your b? A square plus b square equals c square. B square is c square minus a square, which is 9 minus 4, 5. This is your b square. So b is root 5. You need not find what b is. So now the equation becomes x square divided by a square and 4 minus y square divided by 5 equals 1. This is the equation. Okay. Question number 8. Vertex at 0, plus or minus 5 and foci at 0, plus or minus 8. இது எப்படி இருக்கு? 0, plus or minus c. So this should be 0, plus or minus a. What is the other point? Plus or minus b, 0, which doesn't concern us here. So இந்த மாதிரி இருந்ததுனா your a is along the y axis. So this is how your hyperbola looks like. Your point c lies here. So 0, c and this is 0, a. So since the hyperbola lies along the y axis, equation is y square divided by a square minus x square divided by b square equals 1. Value of A is 5. Value of C is 8. B enna theriyadu. B square equals C square minus A square, which is 64 minus 25, which is 39. So B square is 39. B equals root 39. So how does my equation look like? Y square divided by A square, which is 25, minus X square divided by B square equals 1. Okay. Question number 9. Vertices at 0, plus or minus 3 and foci at 0, plus or minus 5. So again, this is of the form 0, plus or minus C. So this should be 0, plus or minus A. So your A is along the y-axis. So your hyperbola looks like this. So the equation along y-axis is y square by A square minus x square by B square equals 1. A oda value 3, C oda value 5, B enna theriyadu. A square plus B square equals C square. B square equals C square minus A square. C square is 25 minus A square is 9, which is 16. B equals 4. So what does my equation look like? Y square divided by A square, which is 9 minus x square divided by 16 equals 1. Question number 10. Foci at plus or minus 5, 0. This is my foci. Foci is plus or minus 5, 0. Now it is plus or minus C, 0. So C lies on the x-axis. So this is how your hyperbola looks like. The transverse axis is of length 8. Transverse axis na enna? The axis where the hyperbola lies on. So it is the major axis, which is 2A. It is given to be 8. We don't call it the major axis here. Instead, we call it the transverse axis. Okay. So now you know 2A equals 8. So A equals 4. So how does your equation look like when it's along the x-axis? X square by A square minus Y square by B square equals 1. So I have X square A. So I have A equals 4. B is unknown. C equals 5. So A square plus B square equals C square. B square is C square, which is 25 minus 16, which is 9. So B equals 3. So what is my equation? X square divided by A square, which is 16 minus Y square divided by 9 equals 1. Question number 11. Foci is at 0, plus or minus 13. So foci is at 0, plus or minus 13, which is 0, plus or minus C. So hyperbola it will be along the y-axis. It will look like this. And the conjugate axis is of length 24. Conjugate axis na it is 2B. Transverse axis is always 2A. Conjugate axis is the axis which is perpendicular to the transverse axis. Here transverse enadhu? It is the axis where the hyperbola lies on. So y-axis is the transverse axis. X-axis is the conjugate axis. So conjugate axis oda length enadhu? It is given to be 24. So your B is 12. What is the equation if the hyperbola is along the y-axis? Y square divided by A square minus X square divided by B square equals 1. So C oda value 13. B oda value 12. What is your A? Any guesses? 5. But we will try to solve it. A square plus B square equals C square. So I have A square equals C square minus B square. C square enna? 13 square minus 12 square, which is 13 minus 12 into 13 plus 12. A square minus B square formula. So I have 1 times 25. A equals 5. So you have to know 5, 12 and 13 are Pythagorean triplet. Okay. Now your equation is y square divided by A square, which is 25, minus X square divided by B square, which is 144 equals 1. So this is the equation. Okay. Question number 12. Foci is at plus or minus 3 root 5, 0. And the lattice rectum is of length 8. Lattice rectum na enna? 2b square divided by A is 8 nu kuduthirukku. So first focus plus or minus C, 0. So your hyperbola is along the x-axis, x coordinate la irukku. So your equation looks like x square divided by A square minus y square divided by b square equals 1. So now you need to find the values. You have c equals 3 root 5. You have 2b square divided by a equals 8. So, idhilende b square enadhu? B square is 8a divided by 2, which is 4a. Okay. You also know the relation between a, b and c. A square plus b square equals c square. A square plus b square equals, what is my c square? It is 3 root 5 the whole square. What is 3 root 5 the whole square? 3 3s are 9. Root 5 into root 5 is 5. 9 5s are 45. So I have a square plus b square equals 45. B square is 45 minus a square. Okay. So now I have b square on my left hand side. I can equate my RHS. So I have 45 minus a square equals 4a. Bringing everything to my right hand side, I have a square plus 4a minus 45 equals 0. 5 9s are 45. 45 can be split as 9 and 5 with a minus sign for 5. Okay. So a square plus 9a minus 5a minus 45 equals 0. A veliyila a plus 9. A plus 9. I am left with a minus 5. So it is a minus 5. A plus 9 equals 0. So a oda value, it is either 5 or minus 9. Neglecting the negative value because the distance cannot be negative, my a value is 5. So a square and 25. So what does my equation become? Sorry, a square kandupidichachu. Now what is my b square? B square is 45 minus a square, which is 45 minus 25, which is 20. So my equation now becomes x square divided by 25 minus y square divided by 20 equals 1. Okay. Question number 13. Foci is at plus or minus 4, 0, which is plus or minus c, 0. So your hyperbola is along the x-axis. Correct? Then it is also given that the lattice rectum length is 12. Lattice rectum 2b square divided by a equals 12. You solve it like how you solved the previous question. But in the your hyperbola is on the x-axis. So the equation is x square by a square minus y square by b square equals 1. So what do you have? C equals 4. 2b square by a equals 12, which means b square equals 12a divided by 2, which is 6a. This is one equation. What is the other equation that you know? A square plus b square equals c square. A square plus b square equals c square and 16. 4 square is 16. So b square equals 16 minus a square. Comparing the two, I have 16 minus a square equals 6a. 16 minus a square equals 6a. Bringing everything to my right hand side, I have a square plus 6a minus 16 equals 0. 16 can be split into 8 times 2 with a minus to 2. So a square plus 8a minus 2a minus 16 equals 0. So I am left with a veliyila a plus 8. I need an a plus 8 here. So I need to take minus 2 equals 0. So a minus 2, a plus 8 equals 0. A equals 2, a equals minus 8. Rejecting the negative value because distance cannot be negative. My a is 2. My a square is 4. So a square 4 na b square and b square is 16 minus a square. So 16 minus 4, which is 12. So what does my equation look like? My equation is x square divided by a square minus y square divided by b square equals 1. Okay. Question number 14. Vertices is given to be plus or minus 7, 0 and the eccentricity is given to be 4 divided by 3. So this lies on the x-axis. So this is nothing but plus or minus a, 0. So how does your hyperbola look like? It lies on the x-axis. So equation eppadi irukum? X square by a square minus y square by b square equals 1. Eccentricity, you know that it is c divided by a, which is 4 divided by 3. So c equals 4 divided by 3 times a. What is your a? It is given in the question to be 7. So you have 4 divided by 3 times 7, which is 28 divided by 3. So a oda value 7, c oda value 28 by 3. What is your b? You need to find out using the relation that you know. A square plus b square equals c square. b square equals c square minus a square. When I substitute the values, I have b square equals c square, which is 28 by 3 the whole square minus 7 square. 28 square and 64, 6, 8 to 16, 22, 8 to 16, 1, 2 to 4, 5, so 784. Which is 784 divided by 9 minus 49. When I take the LCM, I have 784 minus 981, 8, 9, 4, 36. 36 plus 8 is 44 divided by 9. 784, 441, 3, 4, 3. 343 divided by 9. This is my p square. What is my a square? I already know what my a is. So a square is 49. So what does my equation look like? X square divided by 49 minus y square divided by 343 divided by 9 equals 1. So இதை எப்படி further simplify பண்ணலாம்? X square by 49 minus 9y square divided by 343 equals 1. Okay. Question number 15, last and the final question of the exercise and the chapter. Okay. So foci another 0, plus or minus root 10 passing through the point 2, 3. So what do you see? 0, plus or minus c. So 0, plus or minus a. So your hyperbola lies on the y-axis. So it is like this. So your equation looks like y square divided by a square minus x square divided by b square equals 1. A is along the y-axis. Yeah? So now the value of c is root 10. So you need to find the value of a and b in order to find the equation. So it is given that 2, 3 passes through the hyperbola. So I am going to substitute the values. So I have 3 square divided by a square minus 2 square divided by b square equals 1. 9 by a square minus 4 by b square equals 1. Where relation theriyum? I know that a square plus b square equals c square. So I have a square plus b square equals c square and 10. So I can write one of the variables in terms of the other variable. So I have b square equals 10 minus a square. So when I substitute that here, I have 9 divided by a square minus 4 divided by 10 minus a square equals 1. So when I take the LCM, I have 9 times 10 minus a square minus 4 times a square equals a square times 10 minus a square. So this open panna enna agum? I have 90. So I'll write it down here. When I open this, I have 90 minus 9a square minus 4a square equals 10a square minus a power 4. Okay. So 90 minus 9 minus 4 minus 13 minus 10 is minus 23. So I'll write one step by step. Minus 13 a square minus 10 a square plus a power 4 equals 0. Bringing everything to one side. So I have a power 4 minus 13 minus 10. Another minus 23 a square plus 90 equals 0. I'll replace a square by p. So when a square is p, a power 4 is p square. So quadratic equation another p square minus 23p plus 90 equals 0. So 90 a prime factorization panna, I have 5 1s are 5, 5 8s are 6, 3 times. So I'm left with 6 5 33 varadu 18 5. So it is 18 times 5. So 90 can be written as 18 times 5 minus minus. So in order to get minus 23. So I have p square minus 18p minus 5p plus 90 equals 0. P times p minus 18, p minus 18. So minus 5 equals 0. P minus 5, p minus 18 equals 0. So p oda value enna? P equals 5, p equals 18. So when p equals 5, what is my a square? So a square equals p. A equals square root of p. Appo a oda value will be root 5. When a equals 18, I have a equals root 18. Okay, so these are my values of a, and my a square is 5 and 18. So what are my two equations? When my a square is 5, my b square is 10 minus 5, which is 5. So the equation becomes y square divided by a square minus x square divided by b square equals 1. So it becomes y square minus x square equals 5. This is when a square equals 5. When a square equals 18, b square equals 10 minus 18, which is minus 8. B cannot have a negative value because distance cannot be negative. So this is the only equation that is valid. Okay. Thank you so much for watching Math&Me with Nikhila Sankar. So with this we are done with the entire conic sections chapter for 11th standard. Do subscribe the channel if you like the video. Idukapprama adutha chapters I'll be putting very soon. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye.